Oh wow, Mama, we never been this far outside of Louisville before.
I guess it's nice, but why the fuck do we have to vacation in Kentucky? I had to bring my own damn beer with you and all your fucking blue laws and dry counties. Why do you think I got the hell out of here? Randy Ray Redford needs a cold one on a Sunday.
Oh, quit your bitching. I got some good customers out here, and I don't need either of you making a scene.
Mama, you promised no work on this trip. This is a family vacation.
Oh, come on, Teresa May. If Mama's busy, that gives us some quality time. Let me show you my city slicker liquor.
Fuck you, Randy Ray. The only thing slick about you is them skid marks in your tidy whities. And I told you, I ain't never fucking you again.
Shut up, you two. We're here. we're here. Beach Bend Park.
Fuck! Mama, you never told me they have a racetrack? Well, there you go, Teresa May. Looks like I ain't got time for your dried up cooch anyway.
Fuck you, Randy Ray. The only thing that's dried up is your child support. Now, Mama, what do you want to do first?
I got some business I have to handle.
What kind of business?
You see that roller coaster over there?
This one looks like our barn did after it got hit by that tornado.
Yeah, that's it. Their main attraction. And you know what they call that piece of shit?
Obamacare?
No, the Kentucky Rumbler.
Wait, what? Isn't that the thing you do with your double chin? That's my favorite.
Mamma Paula knows, baby. It's everybody's favorite.
Oh, God, Mama, that's why we're actually here, isn't it? Not for a family vacation, but because of the name of that damn ride.
Shut up, bitch! You ain't paying for this trip now, are you? Now shut your cut face! Mama has some work to do.
Oh, yes. Oh, sweet Clementine.
All right, Mr. CEO Dallas Jones. Now that you've experienced what a real Kentucky Rumbler is, I do hope that we can agree you need to change the name of your ride.
Why, yes, I must agree that what you just did to me with your double chin is impressive and completely original. However, as I have said many times, we have been using that name since 2006, and we just cannot change it. However, I can offer you and your family complimentary season passes to our park.
Fuck you, Dallas! I've been using that name since '86. I don't want your passes, and I don't want my high quality of work tarnished by your shitty little park. Now you're gonna change that name, and you're gonna do it now!
You know that's a combined value of $29.99. Now that is quite a generous offer.
Bitch, I make $29.99 in 6 minutes with my Kentucky Rumblers.
Okay, I tell you what. You do that thing with your chin again, and I'll see what I can do.
You mean the Kentucky Rumbler?
Yes, the Kentucky Rumbler. Now hurry the fuck up. My wife is gonna be home any minute. Ooh.
Well, Mama, how'd it go? They gonna change the name?
Oh, yeah? What did they say?
Well, it took some work, but yes, they'll change it next season.
Woo-hoo! Fuck yeah! I knew you'd show them. Let's ride, baby.
Are you ready to rumble? Well, hold on tight for your ride on the Kentucky Rumbler. Dispatch.
shit, after that ride, I need Obamacare.
Randy Ray, I think I just lost our baby.
Which one? The one in the oven or the one you was carrying?
Oh shit, I thought you were holding Mikey.
Hell no! Mr. Dallas, you can keep your name. I can't risk anyone ever confusing my chins for this sad excuse for a coaster. Fucking keep it!
Well, if you're not gonna call it the Kentucky Rumbler, what are you gonna call it?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, how about I name it after my best client? I'll call it Valentine Rumbler.
Oh, God, he's gonna love that.
Ride This One Podcast. If you want family friendly, go listen to Coaster Fucking Radio.
Well, that's embarrassing.
Hey, all you out there in podcast land. Welcome to episode 13. You miss us? Of course you did. Welcome, everybody.
Did.
It's been way too fucking long for you guys. It was a nice vacation for me. How was it for you, Goliath?
It was amazing, except for I caught Slater's cold and went voiceless, so we didn't record last week because I was completely voiceless.
Oh, so you had gonorrhea of the throat?
We know this podcast would have sucked without my deep podcast tones, so that's why you didn't get the other episode either.
Yeah, I know. And how was it for you, Gare Bear?
Oh, it was great, actually. I actually got a second away from you fuckers. No, I'm just kidding.
We know, Slater, you were texting the whole time. You were he was sharing with you how much fun he had subjecting me to that nasty wood shit that he put me on.
I thought we weren't going to tell people what happened in the bedroom, Goliath.
Oh, you know it's not about the bedroom. It's about that nasty wooden coaster.
Yeah, when someone tells me Hollywood Nights, I don't think about a coaster, honestly. Some sort of wood, but not a coaster.
Well, you know what? It's not just us three. As is normal, we have a very special person with us. This time, they're very special. It's the only person I know who has licked more manhole than I have. And it is the wonderful and talented Valentine. Welcome, Valentine!
Hey guys, what's up?
Now, Valentine is obviously the most hetero person I've ever met. Like,
What?
I see a rainbow flag behind him. Are
There
you
is
kidding me?
definitely a pride flag.
he's just
right
very
behind my head.
supportive.
He's sitting in for those that are listening, he's actually sitting with a green screen behind him, and it's the flag is just flying naturally, just, to show his pride.
I love that you try to act like the gay flag is the gayest thing you see behind him, not the fact that there's a Stitch plushie on his bed. Right.
Yep,
so-
and a Hank plushie.
There's
If
a
you
few
are familiar
plushies.
with Finding Dory, Hank plushie is my favorite.
So that's how we really know.
I have one of the 3 hitchhiking ghosts as well, but because the other 2 are somewhere underneath my bed, I don't know.
If having Stitch right where you're recording is gay, count me in.
Oh my god, you fucking faggots. I love you all. So,
Yes, I am.
this is the earliest I have drank this week, and it's Sunday.
It's early, man. We're recording at my time 6 in the morning, their time
bitch,
9.
It is.
You guys are
I didn't even
7:30.
realize it was that early for you. I'm so sorry. This is all my fault.
It's quite all right. It's worth it. See, we got Valentine because of it. So
It's what he
it's
says
all
right
worth it
now.
in the
You
end.
should have heard the unending bitching. He's like, you're gonna drag me out of the fucking basement this fucking early? But I told him if he didn't, no snoo. So,
That's bullshit, and we all know it anyway. Slater. Why
you
else
know,
am I
you know
here?
what we've been saying we were gonna do for a really, really, really long time is talk about me and Goliath's trip to fucking Florida, because we went out there.
Forever ago.
Yes,
Forever
we
ago.
did.
Like, literally,
That
like,
was
I don't know,
forever
when
ago.
was that? Shit, I don't even remember. A month at
A
least.
month?
At least a month.
Wasn't it like early May?
I think it was early May.
Let's see. It was like the first week in May.
You guys have taken like 3 trips since then too.
You know.
Yeah, I've had 2 trips since then. Not that the podcast paid for. So I don't have to worry about
the podcast doesn't pay for anything.
Yet.
It pays for our self-esteem and self-doubt.
But yeah, this is going to be the Florida episode. So if we're going to be the Florida episode, let's talk to someone from Florida. And we'll start with that. Valentine, you are from Florida.
Are you actually from Florida? Or is anyone actually from Florida?
Okay, let me set the record straight. No one is fucking from Florida, period.
Thank you.
I'm from Kentucky.
That's not true. I have met many a motherfucker without teeth that is from Florida.
Okay, well, I'm a motherfucker with teeth, but I'm from Kentucky, which is even more confusing. But, and I'm even from the eastern part of Kentucky. Like, we're talking mountains of Appalachia.
But you escaped and moved down to Florida.
I escaped. I moved down to Florida. I've been here for about 1.5 years now, actually.
Did you ever do anything in Kentucky? Theme park?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, I did.
He says that like it's a dirty sex story. I'm
excited. It is. It is. It
the fun I had
is.
at those theme parks.
It is a very dirty
so
park.
I went to school at Western Kentucky University, and what park is right in Bowling Green, Kentucky, but Beach Bend Park?
Ooh.
The park that no one fucking knows about.
I was going to say I haven't even heard of it.
Oh my God.
Kentucky Rumbler, bitch.
There is, the Kentucky Rumbler, a GCI lovely
I thought
coaster.
that was just like an angry hand job. I thought that.
It does kind of sound like a sexual position.
It was supposed to be Twisted Timbers. Did you guys ever hear about that? That was one of the names that was tossed around for that ride. Twisted Timbers.
That sounds more like a tree fetish sort of scenario.
Right.
Twist my timbers,
kind of like another
baby.
part that we aren't going to be talking about this episode.
Right. It's all Florida, but continue on about Kentucky.
It's all Florida.
Yeah, so I used to work for Beach Bend Park. That was an interesting experience. Whenever I was an intern, I was a supervisor in the park, so I definitely knew how to operate the Rumbler. It's a little sketchy to BH, so I'm not gonna lie to you. If you want to go to that park, just have a will written out before you go. Just make sure you're...
Well, it's a wooden coaster, so, I mean, you would expect that.
You call your life insurance agent beforehand.
And then you're like, hey, I'm going to Beach Bend Park. And he's like, okay, I'm increasing your life.
Whatever. The motherfucker's going to be like, I'm sorry, we're canceling your insurance policy right now. You're now uninsurable. Call us when you're done.
Pretty much. That's a pre-existing condition, if I've ever heard one.
But I definitely claim Dollywood as my home park because I only grew up a couple hours away from there, and I had it. And that is the best park in the fucking world. I don't care what you have to say, Slater.
Okay,
Dollywood rules all.
Bitch. Okay,
Thank you.
I don't fucking think so. All right. Dollywood is mediocre at best.
Well,
they can't even get their new ride to operate here in their second fucking season. They bought a discount drop tower.
But they got it to work for one day.
Okay,
It's operating right now.
no, it's operated a whole half day.
Right now,
Come on.
Operated a half day.
It's open.
Yeah.
No, it opened early when the season opened, and now it's running.
Gosh, I don't even have time for you bitches.
For the first
one
time
of us,
since then.
I mean, one amazing park is getting a ride very similar to Helix next year. Another park is going to get a pile of wood, or has a pile of wood that doesn't work. So it's like, my old sugar daddy all over again. A pile of wood that doesn't fucking work.
I may be making that statement pre-Lightning Rod because, let's be honest, I have not ridden
Well, who
Lightning
has?
Rod yet.
Well, I have. Goliath has.
Touche.
I have as well.
But
I have as
you know
well.
what? We are actually going to talk about Florida. I knew this was going to come up, and I was trying to avoid the whole Dollywood thing because I know how you feel about Dollywood. We've had this argument.
You can't. No.
It's inevitable.
It's inevitable.
Any time I'm ever on this show, I'm just going to be like, Dollywood is my number one, period.
And then we'll spiral downward just like Ride This One always does.
That's just what we do.
And I do want us, though, to talk about our trip to Florida. But before we get into it, I do want to talk a little bit about something that is still Florida-related. Valentine, you live pretty close to a new ride in the Florida area that's going to be opening soon, correct?
Absolutely. I live right down the road, literally a mile from Mineblower. That does not give permission for anyone to contact me and say, I want a place to stay. I will just show up. Except you guys. You guys
Valentine.
Because I want to get mind blown at FunSpot, and then I also want to go ride Mineblower. So
I honestly thought you were going to say you want to get mind blown at FunSpot and then mind blown at my house. That's what I thought. It doesn't have to be at the house. It can
be in the car in the parking lot. It's FunSpot. They don't fucking care.
They do not. Absolutely.
No, they don't. You can get mind blown on Mineblower.
It's true. Honestly, to get you to come, the CEO will probably I'll suck your dick, okay? Just come, buy a pass, please.
I mean, I hate to be the one to admit, but they are getting me to buy a pass. Like, I'm buying an annual pass to FunSpot. Who says that other than the trashy people who go to FunSpot?
So Drew the intern?
Well, those that live a mile away.
So the guys from In the Loop are trashy people? Well, I mean, we all know that.
I'm pretty sure only Drew the intern is the only one that has an annual pass to FunSpot.
And it's just because he's an alcoholic, not because he's trashy.
That's true.
They do have wonderful beer mugs that are refillable for real
I'm a
cheap,
whiskey guy. If they get me like a refillable whiskey glass, then I'm there.
That would keep me coming back.
My Uber ride there is like 30 cents.
Sounds like you should walk. Maybe you'd be less grotesquely obese if you walk.
Yeah.
You damn well know I am not grotesquely obese.
Yes, he definitely needs that.
Shh, don't listen to him. Valentine's just a fluffy little bitch. He more cushion for the pushing.
I weigh 40 pounds soaking wet. I put Garrett to shame, okay?
Hey.
But do you have puffy nipples like
true.
Garrett?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
You can neither confirm nor deny whether you have puffy nipples.
So, is this where we are at this point in the episode?
This is exactly where we are. I told you I'm going to mention this every fucking episode just because of how you reacted.
You know how other podcasts have a bell to ring when a pun is said or if someone makes a corny joke or something? Ours are going to be for the puffy nipples.
Well, I do know this one podcast that did this thing with like whole like knee slapping thing, but
yeah,
they
that
didn't,
was a shitty podcast
last.
anyways.
So
real glad that one
went
down.
It was a shitty podcast. But
I know I am.
Right, yeah,
Who needs anything else besides Ride This One?
Right. I do. But no, I'm excited about Mineblower. That is a fucking amazing looking ride.
I'm not even kidding. Like every day after work, I will be hightailing my ass over there and riding that ride like 4 or 5 times and then going home. Like it's on my way home. Why would I not?
I'm gonna say something that is gonna sound really sad. But I'm gonna tell a short little story about this. You say you're gonna be there every day. I grew up in a small town. And if anyone, which is probably a big bulk of our listeners, grew up in like small Midwestern towns or any small town, I remember when my town started building an Arby's. And I remember my father saying, I'm going to be at that Arby's every day. He loved Arby's. So excited to be at that Arby's. Arby's gets built. He probably went there twice.
Okay, well, there's a Taco Bell like down the road from me that I go to probably 3 to 4 times a week. And if I'm not at Taco Bell, I'm at Wawa. And if you don't know what Wawa is, then you're missing out. And I definitely do.
I know what Wawa is, but call out to my Texas motherfuckers. Fuck Wawa. Yeah, Buc-ee's.
It's all about
sheets.
sheets.
Gonna say. Look up Buc-ee's. BUC-EES.
It's all about the sheets. You got to go to the Sheets to experience a good gas station. The food at Sheets is so much better.
Actually, you got to go to Come and Go, which we have out here in Springfield. Or as we call it, ejaculate and evacuate.
Listen, if I can go to Taco Bell 3 times a week, I think I can sacrifice riding an amazing coaster 3 times a week.
The fact that you can go to Taco Bell 3 times a week and look the way you do, I fucking hate
Hey,
you.
I recently read a statistic online that said Taco Bell is the healthiest fast food out there. Doesn't mean you should trust everything you read online, but that's one fact that I am for sure going to fucking trust.
It's very healthy because it keeps you clean. It keeps you clean. The shit you get after going to Taco Bell 3 days a week explains why you're so skinny.
After you had it 3 times a week, your body just
anyways,
adapts.
who can't eat like a couple tacos from Taco Bell? You guys got some weak gastrointestinal system shit going on. If
I can, I don't choose to.
Who wants to eat a fucking taco from Taco Bell? It's all about the caramel apple empanada, bitches.
Well, if you eat like 4 of those, I get the shits from that. But that's about it.
So apparently, this is now a fast food and defecation podcast.
and a gas station review podcast.
You know what? That is the second podcast we should start. It'll be called Gas This One.
Gas This One. Okay.
Can we just talk about the fact that FunSpot just came out with a video that said that it has 2 inversions in Mineblower?
What?
Just guess. I don't
Why?
know.
How?
The COO, the guy who's like, it's huge, every fucking commercial. That guy.
It's 84
came on,
feet, people.
He came on there and he was like, yeah, Mineblower opens on June 23rd, and it has 2 inversions. A wooden coaster with 2 inversions. And I was like, when the fuck did they add another inversion to that coaster? Because I can see it when I drive by, and I have yet to see that second inversion.
Are they counting that overbank turn?
Maybe it's like the new announcement that they provided Goliath. Six Flags Over Georgia has a beautiful sign there that says it is classified as a giga.
How tall is it?
Congratulations. Six Flags. It is 200 and...
Not a giga.
8, I believe.
208
it's
foot
not
tall.
a giga.
Yeah, but apparently, because of its airtime and speed, it is now classified as a giga coaster. Now, I loved when parks don't even know what they have in their own damn park.
But the thing is the type of guest that goes to Six Flags Over Georgia has no fucking clue what a giga coaster is. Let's be honest.
I rode a giga coaster this weekend. It was great.
Listen, the one and only time I went to Six Flags Over Georgia, it was at an ACE event, and it was during spring break week in Atlanta. There were 32,000 people in that park.
You're an idiot.
And that park is meant to not have 32,000 people.
No. You go on the off day in the summer or the off day in like the fall. It's perfect. It's a great
I mean, that's like all parks.
But
we can't all have off days.
I refuse to pay for that expensive annual pass at Disney World just for the fact that I am not fucking going to Disney World in the fucking summer. And whoever's listening who was planning a vacation in the summer in Florida, I swear to God, if you come to me at work, and I'm not telling you where I work, but if you come to me and you're like, oh, I saw that it's supposed to rain every day that I'm here. Well, fuck you, bitch, because it's fucking rainy season during the summertime.
Speaking of people coming up to you at work.
Oh my. I knew this was coming.
Yes, I am going to make you tell this story. Now,
do you have a story?
He has a
work story that you can share?
I have a work story. So I work in the public sector. That's all I'm going to say about that. But I was at work with my manager standing next to me and someone who found me on an app. I'm not going to say which app that was.
Grindr.
Someone who found me.
You don't have to,
Someone who found me on an app. I guess used their location services and came up to my desk to introduce himself to me. And I was like, I wish you could, my face probably was like 50 shades of red because my manager was sitting next to me and that was a whole thing of awkwardness.
Wow.
Do you see Goliath's face right now?
I was like, I'm mainly by myself at my desk, but the one off chance that I actually have a manager at my desk is when this guy from this random app decides to come up to my desk and introduce himself. Like, what?
Hey, I see you're standing next to an authority figure here, but I found you on Grindr. Want to go to the bathroom with me?
He texted me that, and I literally immediately, the first thing I said is, oh, well, you have to talk about that on the podcast. But listen, I'm sorry. I was in the area. I thought I would say hi.
There is an appropriate time to approach someone, and there's an inappropriate time. That was an inappropriate time. He even did the whole, hi, I don't know what his name was. I can't remember, to be honest with you. But he's like, hi, I'm James. Reaches his hand over my desk to shake my hand. Why the fuck would you shake my hand? I don't know.
Wow. Because he wants to shake something else, but that's just not in grasp yet.
My desk is in a very public view. It's not like he could just crawl under there.
I mean, he could.
It might be in the middle of them, major hub.
Yes, my desk is in the middle of a major hub.
Sounds kind of hot to me. I mean, I'm just saying.
To make it even better, he never once messaged me after that, so I think he understood how awkward it was, and he just kind of gave up.
Listen, like you said, there's a time and a place for, public sex, like, those nude beaches you go to.
I can neither confirm nor deny that I have ever been to one.
Ah.
Yeah, like last weekend. So...
We have this lovely question we ask everyone who comes on, talking about public sex and all. I think it's a perfect natural transition. We have this question. It's called the Coaster Sutra. My question for you is, if you could have sex on any coaster, what ride would you have it on?
I have given this
would you get yours blown?
Quite a bit of thought. I am going to save Mineblower because I think it's going to be part of my holy trinity, so I can't degrade that. However,
Wait. Sex on a ride is not degrading a ride, it's elevating the experience. So I think you need to rethink this. I'm a little concerned that you might need some therapy now.
I mean, the question is, though, if it's a bad sexual experience, he might, hold it
That's
against
true.
the coaster.
I don't want to do that.
If he only lasts 30 minutes, if he only lasts 45 seconds instead of the normal minute, he'll hold it against the coaster.
So I used to work for a certain small black creature with two big round ears. At a certain park that kind of sounds like Epthot, maybe. So I've
wait a second. What's Epthot? What is an Epthot? If you're gonna kind of find a rhyme, maybe make it a real word. Epthot. Jesus Christ.
No.
Well, he got as close to Epcot as you did.
Touché.
Fuck you. I've been all up in Epcot. It just was better for Epcot than it was for me.
No, I did used to work for the Mouse. I used to work for Epcot, and I got to do one backstage tour my entire Disney College program, and that was in Spaceship Earth. Okay, so if anyone knows what Spaceship Earth is, it's the giant fucking ball that has a ride inside of it. Well, in the state of Florida, Epcot, the Spaceship Earth ride inside the ball is actually classified as a coaster. It's a powered coaster, I know that, but the state of Florida views it as a coaster. So for that reason, I'm going to say Spaceship. Yes, absolutely.
Florida's so
I'm going to say Spaceship Earth, and here's why. Because when I went on that backstage tour, here's what I learned. There's a 12-minute scene where no video camera is recording you. Period. So I'm not going to tell you where that 12-minute scene is because I don't want to let anyone else know this. But but
believe it or not, there's plenty of YouTube videos that show you. I looked it up.
There's a 12-minute section of ride time that is not videotaped. So, and that ride is very, very dark, and there are no restraints. So you have lots and lots of free movement. So you can pretty much do whatever you want to do on that ride.
All right. So what would you do during those 12 minutes in heaven or space or whatever the hell you call it?
12 minutes of communication. Let's see.
You're just going to talk
dirty. Yeah, that's exactly why. Is it Judi Dench that narrates that while Judi Dench whispers in my ear? Yeah.
That's too gay for me. I don't know. I've been out-gayed on my own damn podcast. Oh, shit. I bow to the fucking faggot master.
No, I would probably just because you only have 12 minutes, so you got to be pretty fast to get off. So I think that personally,
What? I could do that 3 times over in 12 minutes.
Thank you.
Right?
So I'm going to say
That's enough time to do it twice and have a cigarette.
Thank you. 12 minutes, fucking novice. Oh, he likes to be all romantic and shit. This ain't about romantic. This is about busting a nut and moving on.
I would probably get a quick blowy and goey in that 12 minutes. That's probably what I would do.
Those are my favorite Craigslist ads. Blowy and Goey on Spaceship Earth.
Can we start having those people from Craigslist on our show? Can we?
What are you talking about? I'm from Craigslist.
Well, that's how we met you, I'm pretty sure. Well, I mean, that's how we met him. Don't you remember, Goliath? We were on our way to Orlando. I pulled up Craigslist, and he's like, looking for a blowy and goey. And I'm like, that sounds like a good time.
It obviously wasn't going to be on Spaceship Earth, though, because we all know you won't fucking go to Disney.
Oh, no, it's not me. It's not me. But don't worry, I got my blowy and goey on Kong, and it still sucked. That ride is that bad that a blowjob didn't fix it.
Do you know that they have stopped loading the first row?
Well, it's about fucking time.
They fucking should have.
Why?
What's fucking time
wrong with the first row?
This is my pet peeve. This is a Dorney type rant. Okay, I was excited about riding Kong. I actually watched the movie before going to the park, so I was like, "Fuck yeah, this is gonna be a good ride." So they're like, "Yeah," the people we're with were like, "Yeah, hopefully we don't get in the front row because the front row sucks." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." Guess where we get? The front fucking row. Okay, whatever. I'm sitting in the middle of the front fucking row. It's a car that has, I don't know how many rows, but
it's like 10 rows and they hold 72 people, and there's like 5 people per row.
So we got on. I sat in the middle row, and now I can only look forward because I'm sitting in the front row. Okay, I can't really look to the side because then. So we go, and it's cool seeing. There's this dude. There's this animatronic guy. Driver, and they're talking, and we go around, we see the fire, which is cool. I love anything that I can see fire on. And then we go into the ride, and everything is, now that ride is a motion simulator, like every fucking ride at that park. Every fucking ride is a motion simulator. So why would Kong was the same thing? So you got in, and the video actually starts, and everything's going on behind me because I'm sitting in the middle row. I can look forward to the end of the screen, and if I looked over, I might be able to catch a little bit of action, but I couldn't see shit. So it's basically, I'm sitting in a car that's moving. I'm not even getting hard because, who can get hard with a monkey yelling at you? I mean, I know Harambe, but I know Harambe's out there. Dick's out for him, but
Harambe.
I've ridden that thing like 4 times recently, and I've been put in the second row after they've closed the first row.
And how's the second row?
Awful. Just as awful as the first row.
Although, I'll say, the queue is fantastic. In fact, it's better than the ride.
I really wish whenever we all rode it that you all would have been scared in the queue, because the last time I walked through that queue, the fucking scare actor jumped out and got me.
It's like the one redeeming factor for them is that there's a scare actor in their line.
Yes.
That's probably the funnest job at Universal, though, right? Like, that's going to be the most fun ever. Like, your job is to scare people all day? Fuck yeah.
I would love to do that. I would love to do that.
I would only target small children. Because that's the type of person I am.
Because that's normally what you do anyway, right?
And that sound clip has been saved for future use.
You're right. Yeah, that's great. Because, Slater the pedophile, that needs to go around. Great.
It's like I'm editing that shit out right now.
I do the editing on this. Hey, I'm not going to edit that shit out.
Good thing I've got another copy as well, and I marked it. So basically, you see nothing in the front row. You see nothing but the end of the screen, and then you move forward and you see this giant Kong animatronic, which actually moved, but
was great.
The animatronic was cool. It was cool.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's
excellent.
The only 30-foot ape you can find nowadays.
Right?
You know, I thought I was looking at Rob Alvey. Okay, I'll have to edit that out.
No,
please
leave
don't.
that shit
Please,
in.
I'm begging you. Please don't.
Please.
It was such a bad experience. We had express queues because we stayed on property. And so I'm like, okay, guys, I have to get another Kong experience just to fully say how I feel about this.
This was great. Literally, I was like, fuck this ride. I don't need to ride it again. So, like, it was me, Valentine, and a couple other guys we were chilling with. We were just like, all right, we'll wait. We had fast lane. So we're like, go ride it, take you a moment. And so we went. I'll never forget when he came back out.
Iconic.
It was just as bad the second time.
Actually, you know why? Actually, I will say it does blur in with your Dorning reaction.
Yes.
Can we have a reenactment, please, sir?
Fuck that ride.
No. Don't be quiet because your fucking wife is there. Just give me the fucking reenactment.
Fuck this ride.
That reaction is almost as good as the reaction that you, Slater, had when you came off Fallon and the NBC page asked you, "Did you enjoy that ride?"
No.
Okay, to be fair, you have to remember that when she asked me that, what was I doing? I was buying a few souvenirs from the ride.
Which would imply that you enjoyed the ride.
I have this thing where I have an odd enjoyment of terrible experiences. I like to remember those because they like stand out as awful like experiences. So I'll buy a souvenir and be like, I will remember how shitty that was and yet hilarious. So, oh, well, you must have loved that ride.
I don't understand why that ride gets such hate.
Really?
We'll talk about you and your bad taste.
I enjoyed it.
Later.
There's not enough time in this episode to describe all the things wrong with Jimmy Fallon.
Say what you will. I enjoyed
let's
it.
Just agree to disagree
now let me
not talk about that fucker for a minute. Please.
I would have been happier with Jimmy Fallon had I rode Jimmy Fallon and gotten off it with AIDS. Okay, at least I would have got something from it. So
I only got off in the wrong kind of way.
I'm going to say I'm sticking up for Jimmy Fallon. The Jimmy Fallon ride was better than Kong. I would ride Jimmy Fallon's ride over
everything's better than
Transformers.
Kong. That's a pretty low bar.
I will 100% admit that there is no bad seat in the Fallon ride. I've yet to have a bad seat.
There you go.
Yes, I'll give you that.
I would ride Fallon over Transformers.
You know what would have made Fallon great? A fantastic Fallon animatronic. I don't know why, but I wanted that to be the case.
You know where you could find a good animatronic though, which just happened to open this last week, right? Avatar Land.
I could talk
Avatar,
about that
Pandora.
for an hour.
Oh my god.
Yes. I got a preview of this. I was literally out and about getting a haircut, and Mr. Valentine here texts me. And he's like, all right, I'm walking into Avatar Land. I'm like, I literally stopped everything I was doing. I'm like, Bill, tell me everything.
I gave this fucker a call, and oh my god, I just ranted as I'm like making figure eights around the land and just ranting about this place, man. And it's not like a bad rant. I only have like a couple negative things to say about it, but oh my god, that's where you get mind blown. Let's be real. Right there at Avatar Land. So,
oh my gosh. Talk about immersive.
I have, thankfully, shout out to my couple friends who work there. I got a couple paper fast passes, to ride the ride. So I am going to say right now that I did not go through the Flight of Passage queue. Okay? That's my biggest regret.
Which, can I just point out, on opening day, weren't they like 4 hours, 5 hours long?
Yes.
At least?
It was like an hour to 2 hour wait to get into the land, and then the rides were each like 3 and 4 hours apiece.
And the lines to get into the park went like till 9 o'clock at night. Is what it seemed like. There was people waiting in line while the park was closing.
So I decided to go like a week after it opened because I was like, I gotta let this place calm down. There's no way I'm going right now. But I'm not kidding you. A week after it opened, in the middle of the day, in the middle of the week, I walked through the gates of Animal Kingdom, and there's a massive flood of people just walking directly to Pandora. Like, nowhere else are they walking but a stream of people. So I was like, fuck almighty, I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to have to go to this land. And I had no intention to even ride the rides this day. I just wanted to walk through the land to see it. But luckily, again, shout out to my friends who work there, I got fast passes.
Nice. So what did you think of the rides? There's two, right? We've got the Flight of Passage and the Navi River Journey, right?
Correct, yeah. So I rode Flight of Passage first. I met up with my friend who works at Flight of Passage, so he's giving me a little bit of behind the scenes, like, kind of info about it.
Ooh.
Cool. It holds a crap ton of people, so apparently waiting in the line doesn't actually take that long. First impression was the pre-show atmosphere was awesome. He confirmed to me, I've heard this rumor that there are like 3 different pre-shows. That's not correct. There's only 3 different lengths of the pre-show, and it's based on how long the unload is taking. So they can basically...
It's a really cool...
Yeah.
It's a really cool pre-show.
The pre-show, literally when you're in the room and it's like, quote-unquote, bio-scanning you, it like recognizes your like body in the space and like will light up stuff and not light up stuff depending on where you're standing.
So if you've been living under a rock and you haven't watched these videos yet, they load you into this room with 12 circles on the floor and they say, everybody stand on a number, we're going to scan you, and you actually appear on a screen in front of you, and they scan you and you're covered in like parasites.
Basically is what it looks like. But if you're not standing on that number, it doesn't do anything. Like you have to be standing on the number for it to work, which is really cool.
Right.
When you move out of that one...
What if I'm big enough that I need to stand on 2 numbers?
I don't have the answer to that
then
one.
You need to lose some fucking weight.
I'm not big enough to be able to stand on 2 numbers, so I really don't know. I take up like a half a percentage of a
He's
number.
the most fucking fat person I've ever met. Fucking obese fucker.
So after they scan you and they decontaminate you, right? There's a second step.
The second step is the second pre-show, and it's like a wall. It's like a full wall screen that you're standing in front of, and it's kind of like a wrapped screen, so it's kind of like goes up on the ceiling. It looks really like technologically advanced. It's like if you've seen the mirrors where the TV's behind the mirror, that's kind of the atmosphere that it looks like.
You guys remember when the movie came out and everyone was freaking out about those giant floating screens that they had in the control centers? That's what this reminded me of. It was
kind of does, yeah.
That futuristic glass.
It's literally it's a glass wall with like TVs behind the wall, essentially.
How long is that going to work for?
I don't know.
It's Disney. It'll keep working. We're not talking about Six Flags, Cedar Fair, or even Universal. This is Disney.
Yeah.
It'll work because it's not a fucking Yeti, so it'll work.
We move into the ride vehicle system, which I will admit is a little awkward to sit in, especially me because I'm like super tall. And from what I've heard, fluffy people don't really have that much of a problem. It's tall people.
Oh,
Actually,
no.
yes, quick insert. There was issue with fluffy people. Disney has removed the fat restriction. However, it is still issues with people for, get this, and Goliath, if you like this, people with long legs.
Me, right here. I have long legs.
Yay!
So Goliath does not. He is absolutely accurate in saying he has a long fucking torso. That's why he's tall. But his legs are not that big of an issue.
I have long legs.
So actually, he'd probably fit.
I have long legs, and I thought that it was awkward for myself. It's just like because when you're riding the ride, it definitely has the breathing. Like you can feel the banshee breathing underneath you, which is fucking weird because there's like your thighs are being squeezed.
Is it really weird, or is it just like somebody's kind of like eating your balls? I mean, you ever had like the breath when you're kind of sitting on someone's face and you just kind of feel them breathe? That's how I imagine.
Feels like a banshee's eating your balls.
Yeah.
It's like a banshee's eating your balls.
You feel a little bit of pressure around your thighs, and it's kind of, and me with long legs, my legs are kind of like jammed up in the ride, so it was a little uncomfortable, but I was too amazed. I hate to say it. I was fucking blown away by this ride.
So what happens? You sit in this little like row of, they almost look like motorbike seats.
Yeah.
You straddle a seat in the back.
Pops up
restraint
behind you.
comes up and it sits on your lower back.
It's like a
right?
Zamperla like disco.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like a Zamperla
Okay.
disco. While you're waiting, it has like a scanner in the bike itself. It's like looking up at your face and like matching it more with your avatar. So it has like this little another like pre-show as you're waiting for your like the loading sequence to take place. Then
a lot of pre-shows on this thing.
Yeah, it keeps you entertained, and I was entertained the whole time. There's a wall in front of you that looks like part of the room that you're in. And then as part of Disney Magic, it flashes a couple lights and the wall disappears and there's a giant wraparound screen around you.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
When the wraparound screen is around you, that whole row of cars that you're on kind of detaches from the back wall, which is where your stuff is stored. And it becomes kind of like the Soarin' style atmosphere, except on this one, you don't rise up in the air. You're boarding on the level that you're sitting. So you walk up some stairs to get up there.
So do you still have people above you?
You do. You have people above and below you.
And do you still get the feet fetish people?
You don't. You actually can't see anyone else other than kind of your row unless you like lean forward over your ride vehicle, and then you could see. But the wraparound screen is what's taking your attention because this thing is sharp, like very, very sharp screen. The glasses that you're wearing are super high def. They look really, really interesting. And for my friend who works there, he says they cost like $24 a piece. And don't try to steal them because they have sensors in them that will make a siren go off if you try to walk out with them. So good luck.
Oh.
When they cost that much money a piece, that's why. But the visuals are super, super, super crisp, and the motion simulation is awesome. Like, I'm not kidding you. You can feel the Banshee's wings flap when you're on this ride.
What?
What?
Crazy.
The motion in this ride, like it takes the best of Soarin' and the excitement of Tower and Terror and puts them together in a beautiful love
In
child.
the world of Avatar, which is beautiful.
So how long is the ride?
It's a long ride. Like I want to say it's like 5 or 6 minutes. Like,
wow.
But I mean, it has a huge capacity, and your pre-shows take up a good amount of your time as well. So like but the ride itself is like a 6-minute ride, and the load time takes a little bit of time as well because there's so many people that can fit on the ride system. But oh my gosh, it is, and I told Slater this, and this is a big statement coming from me. It is the hands down the best motion simulator I've ever been on.
Wow.
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 Yeah.
Saying something for
So
sure.
that is a big statement for me. And to clarify, I don't consider Forbidden Journey a motion simulator. I consider Forbidden Journey a dark ride.
I was going to ask you that. How does this compare to that, even if you don't consider it?
If to try to compare it, I will say Forbidden Journey's like motion is really, really good, but the screens are crappy.
Okay.
But the screens on Avatar are freaking incredible. And the motion simulation is also really incredible.
Okay.
But it amps up the motion sim because you have the airbags beneath your feet or whatever that are kind of inflating to simulate the breathing. Plus, it shoots out smells and water effects at you. And those smells are, first of all, they smell great, number one. But number two, they're like super like smelly. I don't know how to put that. But
they're strong.
Yeah, they're very, very strong.
Scented.
Like, if you've ridden Soarin', the smell is like kind of good, but the smell here is like you can actually smell it. You know what it's supposed to smell like.
However, if I was gonna quote you on an article, I'd have been like Avatar, super smelly. So moving on though to the other ride because we have a lot to cover. So obviously you love this one. But then there's the River Journey.
Okay, so River Journey is beautiful. The animatronic is great, and that's all the good things I have to say.
So basically, it's Disney's version of Kong.
Nah.
In a way. That there's one good animatronic, not much else happens, but at least you can see.
It's kind of like if Kong and It's a Small World had an Avatar baby. Basically. It's just a lot of pretty shit to look at, and then there's the one big one at the end. Yeah.
That literally sounds like most of my weekends.
It's Skull Island after all. It's Skull Island after
Like, the boats only hold 8 people apiece. They're only 2 rows.
That's it?
But they, like, launch a crap ton of boats all the time, so you kind of get stacked a lot while you're riding. Like, you can see the boat in, 2 and 3 boats in front of you and 2 and 3 boats behind you. because they're just kind of like pumping people through it. But the ride itself is only like a 3-minute ride. So you wait hours and hours and hours in an outdoor queue that's unthemed for a 3-minute ride.
And this is like their not. This is like their second tier ride.
Yeah, it's not considered an e-ticket.
But the thing is they are fast passing it like it's an e-ticket because you can only pick between Flight of Passage or River Journey. You don't get to pick one, and you don't get to get both of them.
But here's the thing: Avatar super popular right now because it's new and it's pretty. 2 years from now, I mean, how long are the rides going to be? I mean, how long are the lines really going to be?
True.
I mean, especially when Star Wars opens, no one gives a fuck anymore.
It's very true.
I mean, I'm not going to give a fuck about Avatar when Star Wars opens. I'm completely honest.
Now, before we move away from Avatar Land, did you get to see it at night?
I
with
have
all the
not.
bioluminescence?
I'm going to see it hopefully on the 29th at night because I have extra magic hours that night. Praise. But I have not seen it at night, but daytime was breathtaking. So if nighttime is any reflection of daytime, I walked to that land across the bridge and immediately felt like it was in a different location. And it wasn't because of the visuals. It was actually because of the audio. The soundscapes were incredible. Like, I heard Joe Rohde bullshit about the sound in this land, and I thought he was giving me crap about it. But, like, man, I walked in this land, and I could hear animals, like, run past me. And it legitimately sounded like they were running past me.
Wow, that's cool.
And so my friend who works in the land is also trained to teach people about the flora and the fauna. And he was telling me that they designed the land that if it thunders, like in Animal Kingdom, and you hear the thunder, all the animals will react to the thunder and then scurry away.
What?
Really?
And then
like actual thunder,
like actual thunder,
natural. Oh, what?
So will this actually work?
I can't confirm, so I don't know. I never heard it, but he also told me that as the sun is setting, when the sun is starting to set, you'll hear the animals start looking for hiding places. And then as it keeps going down, you'll hear the animals that didn't find hiding places like scurry and kind of freak out because they haven't found any place to hide. And then when it gets really, really dark, the nocturnal animals who hunt those animals will come out and you'll hear them like chasing those animals.
What? Oh, that's so cool.
Wow.
Yeah, so the soundscapes in this land are incredible and the visuals are just as stunning. I will be the first to admit, though, there is not much to do in the land. You only have one bar, one restaurant, one gift shop, and 2 rides. That's not much.
There's not really any characters walking around. There's no real shows. There's this, like, drum show that they have in the middle, right?
Which happened while I was on the phone with Slater, and I walked over and I literally told him, well, this is stupid, and then I walked away.
It's just drums. It's really cool-looking drums, and the drum set's amazing, but that's the whole thing with this land. It looks really pretty, but there's nothing happening.
You cannot spend that much time in this land, like, period. And even if you wanted to eat at the Salii Canteen or whatever it's called, if you are a picky general guest who has children who only likes pizza and hot dogs, fuck them, because they're not going to be able to eat anything enjoyable in that land.
Ooh, good. That's good.
Well,
that's
seriously,
a good thing.
Fuck
we
those
need more.
parents for raising children like that.
Amen.
Ew,
Slater.
that's horrible. Those parents should go and kill themselves.
I did want to talk about this whole land at night changes. I watched a couple videos of the actual nighttime experience there, and absolutely the entire land lights up. Everything is bioluminescent. The whole floor has designs in like or blacklight paint.
And it reacts to your steps.
Yes. And the water is lit up, and the all the leaves and all the pods hanging over you, and everything is crawling and alive, and it's just amazing. It's really cool.
Don't worry. In 6 years, it's all gonna be converted to Star Wars. It's all gonna get a Star Wars overlay. We're gonna forget that it was ever Avatar, because honestly, oh look, weird alien planet, not hard to fucking fit that into Star Wars. I'm telling you, watch the Star Wars movies. That looks a lot like Avatar. Oh fuck. It's happening.
You heard it here on Ride This One podcast.
You heard it here, Ride This One.
I will admit, I was playing Borderlands. and the name of the planet on Borderlands is Pandora. And I was like, holy shit, that would be cool. I want a Borderlands Pandora. Fuck Avatar. Bring in Borderlands. Come on, give me a claptrap.
When I was on my way to Florida, I was listening to Pandora, and it kept giving me advertisements to go visit the land of Pandora.
There are so many ads all over the fucking place. There are 2 trucks, like big old trucks that have screens on all 4 sides of this truck, driving around fucking Lake Buena Vista, advertising Pandora. And I'm like, someone's gonna crash staring at these screen trucks.
That's intense. That's Disney.
But I can't
for you.
wait. I am going to go probably either this. I'm probably going to do Disney sometime around. It's looking more around February. Most likely, I'm going to go out there.
That's
I'm going
a
to
great
actually
time
do
to come.
fucking Disney. I'm going to actually go to fucking Disney. You fucking asshole.
You did go. You went into Epcot. Tell our listeners about your Epcot
Oh my
experience.
God, you fucking asshole. All right. You know what? We need to start at the beginning.
Okay.
You know what? We need to go all, and we need to talk about our experience with Orlando, Florida.
Yes.
My very first time going to that place. Yeah, so me and Goliath, we decided, hey, let's go to Florida. And let's be honest, the main reason we decided we want to go to Florida is because everybody knows Dragons is fucking leaving, okay? Like, Dragon Challenge, goodbye. It's not going to be there. I'd say its max lifespan at this point is maybe next fall. Maybe. That's my guess.
Which is such a shame because they put so much work into that for Harry Potter. You know? That queue.
Not really. Not really.
Not really. It was already there.
Well, that was them insisting to J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling wanted them to pull it the fuck out because she didn't feel like a match. And they literally were like, no, do you know what this cost us?
Let's just be honest. It doesn't fit the area. It looks out of place.
Fit the area. But here's the thing. I said, all right, we're going to Florida. I need to get these credits. I've never been to islands. I need to go. I need to ride Dragon Challenge. And everyone's like, bye. It's not fucking worth it. I'm like, thank you for shitting on all of my childhood dreams.
It's worth it.
It was fun.
And you know what? It
really
fucking
enjoyed
was.
it.
I loved it. I fucking loved it.
It was they were great rides.
How does it rank in your B&M inverts though?
It's very fucking unique. That's where it stands. It's an experience I can't get in. Yes, it's still not dueling, but still, it's super fucking unique.
When it was dueling, that brought it to a whole nother level.
But that's it. When it was dueling.
Yeah, it's back then, back in the day.
But I have another source whose name I cannot mention, who's saying very, very strongly that Universal Japan might be getting it.
Well, they need it. They need something to. They need a B&M.
Like, literally getting this one, they would...
Literally getting this one, that this ride, it's in great shape, actually. It's in way better shape than Hulk ever was.
For sure.
And that they need a ride like that can move a shit ton of people through. And guess what they can do with it in Japan? Duel.
Oh.
Japan doesn't fucking care. Japan doesn't
wow,
fucking care.
that would be so cool.
Well,
now, I don't know if this is true.
Will they continue to have the big boy seats when it comes over to Japan? I have to ask.
Of course they will, because they still have American tourists. They have tourists from all over the world. So they got some fat boy seats.
There's
and
fat
why would
people
they
everywhere.
pay to remove them? Why would they pay to remove them? It doesn't make sense.
No.
But no, that's what I'm hearing, because Universal still sees it as a viable ride, because that shit, they spent a lot of money at the time for that. So, but again, we won't really know for sure until we see them, whether they're taking it apart nicely or whether they're just cutting that bitch out. So we won't know.
That's true.
Hacking it out with...
We did have differing opinions on the better one. On the better side.
We did. I was a fire guy.
As everything with Slater and Goliath, we don't fucking agree on
disagree.
anything. He is a fire guy. I am an ice guy. I enjoyed ice more than fire.
I'm an ice guy.
Garrett, I feel like you would be a fire guy. Have you ridden it?
I rode it way back when it was dueling. But I haven't ridden it since. Yeah, back in the day when it was, what was it before Dragon Challenge? It was,
Dueling Dragons.
Dueling Dragons.
Dueling Dragons, that was it. Yeah, when it was Dueling Dragons.
I still call
I
it
can't
Dueling
remember
Dragons
really.
half the time.
I still call it Dueling Dragons.
So Valentine, you're on your Team Ice?
I'm Team Ice because it has a Cooper roll.
Y'all really should not be so proud of your meth habit.
I love how we're calling it like Fire and Ice when now that it's like Dragon Challenge, it's not even Fire and Ice anymore.
But no one fucking knows what those dragon names are except for some fucking furries out there. Or I'm sorry, scalies, the people who are into like the lizards.
They're actually called scalies?
Yeah, they're called scalies. We are all about the fetishes here. I know all about it. I have several friends who are furries. Many friends.
I met 2 furries at Orlando Pride, where I got my pride flag that's waving proudly
You had
behind
dinner
me.
with 2 furries with me and Goliath. Those 2 other guys hanging out with us are big fucking furries.
Shut up. Man.
Yeah.
Everywhere. They're everywhere.
Fucking everywhere. I love my furry friends. So, but no, it was so worth it to go out there.
Oh, it was. It was great.
First of all, the Harry Potter section, general amazing, and we'll get to that in later, but no, so worth it for Fire and Ice. But let's start at the beginning. I literally texted Goliath, I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to go to Orlando next weekend. This is literally like a week before. He's like, well, you do know you have to drive literally right by where I live. And I'm like, okay, I'll pick you up.
It was meant to be. I was like, you have to drive, right through. So, I'll help you drive because, you don't want to drive 16 fucking hours by yourself.
Done it before.
I know you have. But that was from Knoebels, and you had all that
Although
craziness.
I will say, after the Orlando trip, I called my insurance immediately, and I said, how much will it cost me for my insurance to start covering rental cars? They're like $8 a month. Sold, bitch! So I'm going to start flying more.
But hey, you got great gas mileage.
I fucking did get great gas mileage. So if you have to understand, from Missouri, a 16-hour drive to Orlando, Florida, and back was right around $160 in gas. Now, that's really good. Because keep in mind, we did a shit ton of driving around Orlando, too. That was not just that. We were driving, like, everywhere. Not to mention my weird middle of the night thing. Don't ask. It's a secret. I did a lot of driving during the middle of the night.
You came over and stayed a night with me. That's what happened.
Right, yeah, because I was eating that lovely little asshole.
So
right
he
there.
did get his mind blown.
I fucking
Twice.
wish. Fucking
Twice.
prude out there.
Twice.
He's low-key into dad bod. I've got 2 of them. So, no, we decided to go. So I hit the road like super early, 2-3 in the morning. And I get to your place, I think around 11, noon, somewhere in there.
Well, he texted me. He's like, hey, there's some storms coming through. How about we leave a day early? Sure, no problem. I talked to my boss.
I don't want to
like,
drive through fucking tornadoes, and it was a bad storm, so I'm glad I missed it.
Yeah, me too. I'm glad you missed it too because we had a lot of fun. That extra day was a blast. We had talked
and
about
emotionally scarring. I mean, emotionally scarring, definitely. And we'll get into why it was emotionally scarring, you fucking asshole. So, I pick him up. First thing is, he has to pick up his wife's car. From the mechanic, okay? Because... and they've assured him it's ready. So, it's like 20 minutes from his house. I'm like, sure, we'll do that and we'll hit the road.
Right.
Guess
exactly.
what's not fucking ready? His fucking wife's car is not done.
And it's not going to be done for days. Like, it wasn't done for a fucking week. But I had a friend come down with me, and he was like, I'll drive the car back, no problem. But they assured me, hey, your car's going to be ready. Okay, cool. I'll bring my buddy down. He'll drive the car back, and we'll just get on our damn way. Guess the car wasn't ready. We're like, fuck. And I'm trying not to turn into
a pumpkin?
Dorney Park Goliath.
Pumpkin.
I was trying really hard.
Why was that so funny to me?
I don't know.
Like,
Because you just imagined Goliath dressed as Cinderella.
He's getting mad, and all of a sudden, he's just like a fucking pumpkin. He's this angry little jack-o'-lantern. Like,
I'm dead.
Good. That's something that we tried to provide. So after haggling and yelling or not yelling, nicely talking, they gave me a loaner car for the week. My buddy, we had lunch and then we got on the road.
yeah. And, and after that, it was cool. That was kind of a hiccup, but, it only really put us about an hour behind. It was cool. See, me and Goliath have a very similar childhood. Now, a lot of people, I don't know if I've mentioned it on here before or not, but my father was a pastor. I grew up in a very, very Christian home. As you can see, I am a good Christian girl. I am very, very, very well behaved all the time.
Oh, yes, you definitely are.
You should see him in a confession booth.
I personally met Jesus behind my father's pulpit getting fucked in the ass, but whatever. That's my own personal relationship.
It's pronounced Jesus, and he worked the grounds,
Is that the guy that called in on our first episode? Is that why he's listening? Oh, that was Juan.
Juan!
Jesus.
Juan, yeah, well, We slightly discussed it before, but we hadn't really got into just how much we had in common. Turns out it was a whole lot. Our whole musical childhood.
Yeah, I grew up in a nice Christian home, and I wasn't allowed to listen to rock music, so I didn't listen to rock music. I listened to Christian rock music.
P.O.D.
Yes.
Oh my God, yes. Youth of the nation, bitches.
So we're kind of tired. We pull in we grab something to eat, and then we're like, okay, we need some music for the road. So Slater puts on. I'm like, Slater, play some music for us. And Slater puts on.
It was DC Talk. First of all, I have to ask. Valentine, Gerbear, do either of you know who DC Talk are?
Absolutely.
Sounds like a Christian version of ZZ Top, which makes me
It is
excited.
not. It is not. Okay. In the 90s, there was this Christian artist named Carmen, and he introduced to the world this small, unknown rap trio of three white guys, the Beastie Boys of Christian rap, DC fucking Talk.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, absolutely not.
I am not. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to be honest. When you get to DC Talk's later stuff, those are like some accomplished, degree-holding like musicians.
Absolutely.
Okay, they're truly talented people. And believe it or not super Christian-y these days, except for one of them. But
those Christians, they sure do pay.
You have no idea how well Christian music can pay. Well enough to let John James of the Newsboys have a coke habit. But either ways, we just start listening to it. We're like, oh my gosh, like blast from the past. And that's literally was our write down. Right, this one, all the way to fucking Florida, is listening to old Christian rock / rap music. That was the write down. So, right, this one is hypocritical in some forms, I suppose. I don't know. Interesting.
Never would have guessed.
Right.
Would have seen that.
Oh, by the way, happy Father's Day. We are recording on Father's Day. So everybody whose father isn't dead, unlike mine, please go say hello to your dad.
Yes, tell your dad happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day. Either way, we get into Florida fucking late. Okay. We were that first night where we stayed at what was it called? Caribe
Royale.
Oh yeah.
It's about
Harambe Royale.
Caribe Royale, really nice place.
Yeah, I think it's
Caribe
Royale. Yeah, I think that's the one. It's on Lake Buena Vista, I think.
Yeah, it's just
it was beautiful. It was a nice place. We got a really good deal because we didn't book till we got there. We stayed there. It was lovely. I mean, we crashed. Like,
yeah, it was. We got into
it was late.
We got into the room at like 2:30, and we're like, yeah, crash. but we had to be up in the morning.
So when were the tequila shots taken?
You know what? I'm not a big tequila guy. I don't like the drunk.
What? No.
I do. Ooh.
It's not a happy
I
drunk
disagree.
for me. It's
See?
a pensive thinking drunk. It's good for that, but it doesn't make me happy.
I love tequila.
See, Valentine understands.
I love tequila.
That is fuel for the fire.
I'm whiskey because, okay, you remember how I was kind of on the episode you and me recorded that we're not doing? I was drinking tequila. Every time I drink tequila, it doesn't really put me in a happy mood. It puts me in a really thoughtful kind of thinking mood.
It puts me in a whole different kind of mood.
Then you all should definitely drink tequila around me, and I should drink whiskey because that's what whiskey does to me.
Tequila is the booze that makes me want to hug homeless people. Like...
Well, then dress me up like a homeless bitch. Let's do it. Hug my butt. No, I'm sorry.
Is there still more to the Florida story?
Yeah, no, we got there, spent the night in a hotel, and went fucking home. That's what we did.
God damn.
We didn't go do anything in Florida.
No, we just went down to spend half of a night in a hotel and then drive home.
Well,
Yeah.
we heard about the rental cars.
So, okay, we get there. We get up in the morning, and I keep saying, hey, I could hit a Disney park. We plan to do Universal and Busch Gardens. Maybe I could hit, like, a Disney park. I could do Epcot, or I could just do Animal Kingdom. I'm not going to hit it all. But motherfucker's like, oh, no. Oh, no. We can't have that. We can't fucking have that. So you know what that motherfucker has me do? He has me, he's like, oh, you're going to get to go to Disney.
I took him to Disney.
We literally go tour all of the major Disney resorts, and he has me ride the fucking monorail, where I have to ride through Epcot, and I'm there like, test track. Oh. And I can't do any of it. I'm like literally standing at the entrance of Magic Kingdom, and standing at the entrance, because we'd walked around a bit, of Epcot, not going in!
Yes. But
Well.
but I was building anticipation for your next experience.
I was like, do you remember what color monorail you're riding? Because this pertains to a recent story that just happened.
Oh, yeah. Which I'm surprised Disney didn't cover the fuck up.
What happened?
Especially after the purple monorail incident.
Oh, no, it's blue.
It's the blue.
The blue monorail. It's the blue monorail.
No, but everyone remembers the purple monorail.
What happens on the blue monorail?
So, a couple days ago, a piece fell off the blue monorail. So they had to stop the blue monorail and evacuate everyone from the top of the beam to the ground.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
Can you imagine being trying to evacuate off of that, Slater? Because, see, now, I just wanted Slater to get the experience that he got at Cedar Point at Disney. Because he has now ridden the same amount of coaster, the same amount of rides at Disney as he has ridden at Cedar Point.
Right. Yes.
Right?
It's really helping my coaster count. It's great. But no, so we did that. And actually, no, the first day, it was fun. I got to see a lot of things. It was tough. I mean, it is really hard to see all these iconic attractions that I've been looking at since I was a child. To see all these things and then not get to do them. It's okay. I'm going to go do them all in February.
Exactly. And you're going to do them right. You're going to stay on property. You're going to actually experience it right.
Although, you know, it's going to be interesting because I'll likely be hitting California's Disneyland in January when I go visit Care Bear.
That's right.
And I've already booked my flight for that. Oh my God, what's wrong, Mr. Valentine?
I want to go so bad.
Well, book a flight, bitch.
Yeah, come on over. Come stay at my place.
Yeah,
Like
I'll
20
give you my
minutes away.
dates.
And you'll give
Your
me some
boyfriend
tequila,
won't
right?
mind.
Yes.
Absolutely.
He has always got tequila and marijuana.
There's 3 bottles of tequila in my freezer right now.
Jesus Christ.
All different brands, too.
How slutty do I feel today? Which one do I want to drink?
Am I a Jose kind of bitch today or a Cortalejo?
Or all 3 mixed together. Who fucking cares? The next day, although quick call out. We went to, what was the name of that restaurant we went to the first day?
Captain's Grill. Now, absolutely amazing. Best food at Disney, best breakfast at Disney. I got no problem telling you that. And it's a hidden gem. We'll talk about it on another episode since we don't have time, but we actually did do Disney Quest. That was one of my goals, was to get another round at Disney Quest before it closed. I'm so sad that
and
it's
there was
leaving.
only one thing worth our time.
Was it the roller coaster simulator?
Which we both walk of shame.
Yes.
Really?
We created our roller coaster and we both walk of shame that.
Oh, no.
Thank God it wasn't a real credit.
Amen.
That poor girl, I'm like, the second it goes down, I'm like, we're not gonna fit on this fucking thing. And this girl's trying to be like, well, we'll try it again. And I just want to look at it like, bitch, that's just because it's protocol. But you're thinking, I'm gonna try it again and get these fat fucks out of this ride.
Oh, damn.
Like, thank God I don't have to work here in 4 weeks.
I knew it was going to happen, but I wanted to attempt it. Because you never know.
I wanted to see a sexy Bill Nye the Science Guy when he was all young.
That was
Tell me
really
how to build
cool.
my roller coaster.
That was really cool. That was, I wish.
I would have totally fucked Bill Nye 10, 15 years ago. I'd probably still do it now.
I'd still do it.
Even
Yeah,
after,
I still would.
'cause my sex junk is so You
I don't
clearly
know.
have not watched his new show.
I have
Obviously.
not yet. It is on my list. I was actually planning to watch the first episode tonight.
Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad.
I love it.
It is. Well, then I love it.
Okay. I cannot believe you guys haven't seen the Sex Junk song yet. Okay, I know this is a theme park podcast, small rant. He did a whole episode on sexuality, and it was so good. And it described, like, the spectrum of sexuality and gender roles and everything in, like, a scientific light. Beautiful. And then they ended it with this song called My Sex Junk. And it was the worst fucking thing that ever happened on television.
It was the best fucking
It was
thing.
horrible.
I was going to say, because it's the worst, doesn't it make it the best?
It was the best
Like,
episode in that entire season.
Yes. It was the most entertaining, but not for the way they were hoping for.
How do you know? We don't know what they were planning.
Oh my god.
Gosh,
Go
I want
watch
to
My
dive into
Sex
this
Junk.
so much more, and maybe we will on a future episode.
Yes, we will talk about.
My point being, 10 to 15 years ago, Bill Nye was way better than today's. That's all I'm saying.
We will talk about Disney Quest at a future episode because it needs to be talked about. But we don't have time. We have to finish.
Why? They haven't done anything. They haven't done anything at Disney Quest since like 1999.
It's cool as shit though, but we have ideas of how to actually do it correctly. So if we tell them, maybe Universal will say, "Hey, that's a good idea. We'll do it." Because we know Disney won't do it.
Universal? So is Universal gonna hop on that? Moving on. So the next day we decide, okay, the night before I'm editing our podcast we'd recorded until 2 a.m. We get up super early. We head to the hour and a half drive to Busch Gardens.
We had breakfast at Disney first.
At Kona. We went to Kona Cafe. I had my fucking Tonga toast.
He did.
It was wonderful.
He sat overlooking Cinderella's castle, mocking him while he's eating breakfast.
We met 2 lovely bitches who we're now friends with on Facebook. I love them. They're both from Missouri, surprisingly. Disney freaks. But we drove to Busch Gardens. Literally, while driving to Busch Gardens, I am finishing up editing the next fucking episode, and we upload it in the fucking parking lot.
The laptop dies as he's rendering the episode. So the laptop dies as he's rendering the episode. So we have to pull off to a truck stop and see if we can find a power inverter so we can charge his laptop to get the episode out. Because that's how much we love you bitches.
Yes. And we succeeded. By the way, we meet my good friend Michael. He works out there, and he showed us around the park for the day. I'm just going to give an overall on Busch Gardens, and I want to have him on here in a couple weeks where we're going to go into detail about Busch Gardens. But my overall is Busch Gardens, Tampa, kind of reminds me of a slightly nicer, like, trailer park. It is nice, but there's something that feels trashy about that park, or Tampa in general. It just doesn't seem to shake it for me. That entrance, the whole area you drive through to get to it, it kind of stuck to me. It was not what I expected. That said, I still had a lot of fun at the park. Montu, fucking excellent.
Amazing ride.
Let's talk about, now, Montu now reigns supreme of biggest fucking, like, seatbelt, like, test seat discrepancy I have ever seen in my fucking life.
Insane.
Holy shit.
Insane.
Okay, I sit in the test seat and, okay, I don't have problems on these rides, and I'm shocked. I get in the test seat, I put down, and they have like this like tiny like 2-inch like seatbelt on it, and I'm like, oh my fucking god, who can fit on this? Like, no one.
No one.
And I'm like, well, I guess I'm not riding this.
We've got a fast pass. We're gonna try, because all big boys know that the train is different in the beginning versus the end. Or I mean, it's different. The train's restraints are different than the outside's restraints. So I'm like, we're gonna go try.
Normally not about 6 inches. Okay, even guys don't lie about their dick size that much.
No.
That's how big the difference was. I was nowhere close. Forget it for Goliath with his shoulders and everything. Forget it. And I get on, and there's room to spare for both of us.
The first time.
I'm glad we tried, because the ride was excellent.
It's my number one invert right now. That ride was so amazing.
I still put Alpi over it. I love me my Alpi. But it's my number 2.
I haven't ridden Alpine, guys, so I can't say I can.
You will in October, bitch.
I will in October.
Alpengeist is my number 1. Yeah,
right.
so.
Okay, so you and me agree on that. Mm-hmm. So fix your ice issue, and then, maybe we can fuck again. We'll see.
Well, Alpengeist is my number 1. Montu's my number 2. Banshee's my number 3. Fire and Ice are like bottom 3.
Yeah. See, I Banshee's forceless. It's
Fuck
fine,
Banshee.
but it's my number 4.
Fuck Banshee and Cedar
I
Fair.
actually put Afterburn at Carowinds as my number 3.
Fuck Banshee and Cedar Fair.
It's a mini less themed Montu. It really what it is. Anyone who disagrees with me, it has fucking AIDS. Fuck them. I don't care.
Wait, before you guys move on from Montu, I hear that you guys got stuck on Montu.
Later in the day, I did.
Oh,
which is
it was
hilarious. It was just me, and Michael.
Now, here's what happened. Here's what happened. Okay, I've discovered for those larger folks, during the day, if you're close to fitting, ride the ride at the beginning of the day, because during the heat during the day, your body will naturally swell, and you won't be able to ride a coaster at the end of the day that you might have been able to get on in the beginning of the day. Because I walk a shamed Montu at the end of the day, where I was able to ride it early in the day. So I get in, and they're trying to get me locked in and stuff, and I've been out in the fucking Florida heat, and I'm a little dehydrated, whatever. So my body's naturally swelled, so I'm not able to get in. But me trying to get in somehow jacked up the restraints, and it would not.
And me and Michael are on the train ahead of him.
They're on the train that had dispatched before me. So they're trying.
Let's make this short. He broke the fucking ride.
Yes, I broke the
ride. And you guys got stuck because of it.
Yes.
Because Goliath broke the fucking ride.
So, your first time on Montu.
No, not first time. This was like third ride of the day.
Oh, third ride. Okay, so first day riding Montu. Close enough for what I'm trying to get to here. On your first day of Montu, you got stuck just like my first time on Montu.
Yes.
All those years ago.
All those years ago. And I literally took a picture and I sent it to you immediately. I was like, guess who's fucking stuck? God. It was great. Honestly, I'm not gonna go in super detail with everything we fucking did. It was hot as fuck. I will say, I did get my Gwazi credit. Now, if anyone's wondering how I got my Gwazi credit, it's not hard. All I have to do is ride the ride. So I just jumped over the fence, grabbed a piece of wood from each one, shoved it up my ass. As far as I'm concerned, that's a credit. I rode the fucking ride.
I thought you were going to say that you stole some of the wood from the gift shop, because I don't know if you know this, but they are now using gauzy wood to panel some of the gift shops.
Really? No.
100%.
But I did buy a gauzy picture frame, and I have a picture of me and Goliath looking really sad that is now framed up on my mantle. So I have a picture of me and him standing in front of a closed gauzy looking sad.
Yeah, I talked to one of the head of Deep Blue Creative for SeaWorld at an ACE event, and we were asking, what's the plan with gauzy? And he was like, right now, wood paneling.
Because that's how fucking poor Busch Gardens and SeaWorld are.
So usually on this show, we always ask our guests where their preferences lie. So let me ask you, are you more a gauzy person or more a Montu person? You like the wood coasters or the steel better?
Okay, well, I actually have a tattoo of kind of like thunder. It's a Thunderhead inspired. So I like to say that I'm a wood fan, but I do enjoy my steel coasters as well. So I'm a bi-rider.
A bi-rider.
Good man. I can respect that. Yes, the first day he showed me the tattoo was the first day I was just like, and I'm going to nail that.
Oh, look at him blush. That's cute.
No, it's actually one of the coolest tattoos I've ever seen. I actually kind of want to steal it. It is like a section of DNA that's been made to look like roller coaster track, and there's a roller coaster going on it.
That's cool.
It's very, very cool. It's one of the most clever ones I've seen. It is the only one that made me feel like, yeah, like coasters are in my DNA. I fucking get it. Like, I feel that. So I'm going to take it to someone, get a reimagination of the concept, and I'm going to totally steal it and then say that he copied me.
Totally fine.
Shit, I should not have said that on the podcast.
The coaster train itself is a Millennium Flyer, like Thunderhead, because it was like my favorite coaster from Dollywood, and I grew up at Dollywood, so that's why.
At least it's not a PTC.
For sure.
Grew up at Dollywood, whatever. You grew up getting terrible blowjobs from Mamma Paula at Beach Bend Park in the parking lot.
Hey, we have a Millennium Flyer train as well.
I can barely fit it in my mouth. And that's she's just talking about your balls.
You're not wrong.
Slater's gonna switch it up and put those painful ass PTCs on. That's what he's gonna change.
I wouldn't put PTCs on anything.
He's gonna change the train, and that's gonna call it new, kind of like other parks do.
Anyways, moving on, because I don't want our whole podcast. I mean, it's the Florida show, but the next day was Universal, and we had dual tickets so we could do Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios, and we had fast passes. There's someone we know out there who is exceptionally amazing to us, helped us out, got us a great deal staying at the Hard Rock, so we were able to get stuff real cheap. Hard Rock's an excellent hotel, so if you have the money or are willing to fuck someone for cheap hotel tickets, do definitely stay at the Hard Rock if you can. Although I will say the night before after Busch Gardens, I think one of my favorite moments of the trip was when me and Goliath, we hadn't eaten anything all day.
Nothing.
We're like, well, let's take the ferry, the little ferry that they offer, and take it to City Walk. And we went out there and we went to
Cowfish.
We went to Cowfish.
Oh, I love Cowfish.
So
And
good.
we got lovely tipsy and we had some food, and I think it was at that moment I fell in love with Florida. Just sitting there on the balcony, looking at City Walk with Tucson across the way and everything, seeing like Hulk in the distance.
Because it was
and everything.
cool. It was cool. It was not
beautiful.
hot as balls. There was a nice breeze. It was gorgeous.
Felt like I came home. That's how I felt. I literally thought I felt like I came home in a weird way. It's kind of the same feeling I get when I drive into Branson. It's like, oh shit, I've come home. So I feel like I have a second home now already in Orlando. And I can't believe I'm saying that because I never thought I'd be an Orlando bitch. But you know, I am. I fell in love. And not to mention, my grinder, my scruff, and my growler were blowing the fuck up the second I stepped foot in Orlando. There is so much available horny dick out in Orlando if you're gay. Fucking hell. Those are some horny.
It's because half of all Disney employees are gay. So
right. Who fucking you want to fuck the mouse? Just go. Shit.
And the other
And
half
everyone's
are
on
women.
vacation there looking for some.
Everyone's on vacation. They've left their wife behind. They get to leave their, live their gay fantasies. Fine. I've got no morals. I don't give a fuck. I'll ruin your, family life. I'll talk about it on my podcast. I may have possibly fucked someone while Goliath was in the other room in our hotel. I don't know. I'm not saying I did. I'm not saying I didn't.
I was told that they moved really quickly.
But anyways, no, we had a wonderful time, but the next day, it was the big day. It was like Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios. Now, you have to understand, I'm 31. In 1999, when Islands of Adventure opened, like the whole year, almost 2 years, that I would watch them build this park. Where, like, literally, we'd have new pictures come maybe once a week, and you'd have to actually download them. I mean, it was a process, and I watched that, and I always said, I'm going to go to that park. I'm going to go to that park. I had very poor, terrible parents, so I never got to go until this year. And so, literally, walking into Islands of Adventure that first day was an emotional experience for me. It was just like, holy shit, I'm playing it cool, but in reality, I'm like 10 years old to fucking cry because it's just like, it's Seuss Landing. I don't want to do anything here, but it's Seuss fucking Landing.
We get in and we turn the corner, and there's that castle, Hogwarts Castle. Holy shit.
Because of where we stayed, we got early entry to Hogwarts. So we had to book it through all of Islands of Adventure to go straight back to Hogwarts.
So was it like the most breathtaking thing you guys have ever seen when you first saw that?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Absolutely. It definitely beats any Disney weenie.
which one hit you harder, walking into Hogsmeade or walking into Diagon Alley first?
Hogsmeade.
Diagon Alley,
Hogsmeade.
honestly, for me, was like the biggest surprise. And I knew what it was going to be, but it was more impressive by far, I think, in person than it was in pictures. Whereas, like, Hogwarts was a little better than I expected, but not on the level that, like, Diagon Alley was. Like, Diagon Alley was just like, I'm fucking surrounded. All I can see is Diagon Alley.
Again, Slater and I disagree. Walking up and seeing that castle, oh my word, that was the coolest shit I have seen. I was like, wow.
You know what wasn't cool? Breakfast at Hogsmeade.
That was terrible. I have to eat. I have to eat in the mornings. Yeah, I'm one of those people that I eat in the parks. I'm not one of those ride and can't eat. So we had to have breakfast. So we ate breakfast at the Three Broomsticks.
Good place, normally.
Hot garbage.
What? Hot garbage?
Hot garbage.
It's because it was for breakfast, though. You have to go to the Three Broomsticks and a Leaky Cauldron for lunch.
Yes, and that's what I've heard. We didn't eat there at lunch, but everyone says lunch is excellent, but breakfast is eh. And I think our mistake was we did breakfast.
Yeah, that was your huge mistake. I will be the first to admit that.
Out here, it's amazing. Three Broomsticks is like the best food.
I enjoyed my butter beer, though. It was better than I expected. I don't like super sweet things. So it was like that perfect level of not too sweet.
Was way too... That's always too sweet.
Okay, but I had the frozen version. Maybe mine was fucked up, but it was ideal for me.
The frozen is I think the least sweet of all of them.
Okay, because mine was just right there at the perfect level because it was hot as balls.
Oh my god! Regular butterbeer is like sugar water with melted ice cream on top.
Try the hot butterbeer. That one is sugar water. Oh,
they didn't have that out here when I went to Hogsmeade Hogwarts last. So
interesting.
We just got to go back.
But either way, I'm gonna put it out there. Me and him on Forbidden Journey, we walked the queue. It was amazing. But let's be honest, neither me or him fit. I will fucking fit. I'm working with my trainer. I literally went to my trainer and said, you see this? And I showed him pictures of the ride. I said, I will fucking fit in that in February. Make it happen. So
I'll be honest, I don't think I'll ever fit, unfortunately. It's not meant for tall people.
Nope. I'm going to disagree, but we're not going to talk about that. But either way, Harry Potter overall was great. We rode Dragon Challenge. It was amazing.
I I'm not one of those people that watches POVs. I won't watch it. I don't know what I'm getting into. So we rode the train from Hogsmeade to Diagon Alley,
which was awesome.
We rode what was the ride the Gringotts.
Gringotts was fucking amazing. I love Gringotts.
I had no idea what was going into.
The ride.
The queue was great.
I love this. Okay, Gringotts is not great for tall people just because of the restraint system. No. It's not great for tall people with the knees and stuff. And Goliath is legit tall, so he's got into the ride, but he's squished in there, and he's like, fuck this ride. I will ride this once. I will never ride it again. And the second that ride starts, he's like, I gotta do this again. This is amazing. Like, he forgot that he was in pain completely.
Listen, fuck all the coaster boys who hate Gringotts because they're all like, oh, this is dumb. It's not really a coaster. Fuck them because it has 3 fucking tilt tracks. So fuck you. It's cool.
That was awesome.
It was amazing. I fucking loved that. And I haven't ridden Forbidden Journey. I'm sure Forbidden Journey is going to blow it out of the water when I ride it in February. But for what it is, if anywhere else in the world had that, everyone would be like, this is fucking amazing. This is insane. How does this exist? So it was an excellent ride. That queue, I'm sorry, I actually liked that queue better than I liked the queue for Hogwarts, for Forbidden Journey.
The queue is amazing. And that first time, if you have no idea what you're getting into when you go in, that first tilt track was holy shit.
Yeah.
I went in knowing nothing about Universal. And I told Slater, hey, don't tell me about anything. You know, I want to go experience it as like a virgin, you know. And it just blew my mind.
Thank God it's much better than anal virginity, because so many times, I remember when I was an anal virgin, I'm just like, did not expect it to hurt that much. Fuck.
I mean, it hurt a little bit because, you know, those restraints are not friendly.
Well, because you weren't ready for something that large up your asshole.
It hurts. It always hurts at the beginning, but as soon as you get going, it's amazing.
Right. Once you get going, it's really awesome, and it's not until again after you're done that some soreness might, you know, reintroduce itself. That was amazing. We went on to Simpsons. The Simpsons area was fun. We got a beer and a flaming moe. That was really cool. We rode the Simpsons ride. I got sick as fuck, and I lost my fucking. Okay. Of all the rides I could lose a fast pass and my ticket and everything on, it was Simpsons. I lost it on the Simpsons ride. And if you know anything about the Simpsons ride, it's a bench. It doesn't go upside down. It just shakes a little. I don't know how the fuck I lost it, but I lost it on that ride.
It's called whiskey.
I wasn't drunk. I lost it sober.
I was trying to give you an out, but I guess not.
No.
I can only imagine the guest services like person look at you and be like, what the fuck, dude?
The Simpsons one? Really?
He literally looked at me and said, you lost it on Simpsons? He's like, he legitimately never had anyone else lose something on Simpsons. We got the replacement. We went to Men in Black. We met up with a couple of our furry friends. That's Sean and Dan. Because they don't give a fuck. They are furry and proud, you know, fur power or whatever. I don't know. Whatever. Fly your fur fag. Y'all trash. You bunch of trash.
Trash.
So, either way, Men in Black was like the most boring fucking thing I think of the whole trip for me.
Whoa.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the hell out of it. I enjoyed it.
I don't know what it was about that ride, but I'm with, what is it, Legend or Drew? One of them hate it, but I'm with them on that. I mean, it was cool, but I don't know. I didn't feel it. I did not care for it, and I love the Men in Black like franchise.
I enjoyed just making the other team spin. That was one of the fun parts where you're sitting there fighting the other car, and if you hit their thing, you can just sit there and make them spin the whole ride. That was fun if nothing else.
Pro tip is to turn around and shoot your own car because it's easier to hit and you get more points.
See, I wasn't worried about points. I wasn't worried about points. I was enjoying making somebody else spin.
Well, all I know is I'm not going to act like it wasn't fun. It was fun. But of everything I did in Universal, short of Fallon, was probably and Simpsons because it made me sick, but
Okay, so would you rather ride Kong?
Yeah.
Really?
I will second that motion.
I got a blowjob on Kong. Of course I'd ride it again. Thanks, Valentine.
Okay.
What about Rip Ride and Rocket? Did you guys make it to that?
Oh, well, we both walk of shame that. Hey,
Well,
the lady
here's the
said I
thing.
was real close.
I fit on the test seat earlier in the day, and then we didn't ride it, so I increased in size. I bloated, and I walk ashamed it.
I'm going back in February. You would not believe the amount of squats I've been fucking doing. My ass is gonna fit on this shit.
You don't want to fit on that ride.
What?
I said you don't want to fit on that ride.
I want the credit.
Really?
One and done. If I can do T3 in Kentucky Kingdom, I can manage Rip Ride Rocket.
Is
Yeah,
it that
fuck
bad?
T3 and fuck Rip Ride Rocket.
Is it really that bad, though?
I hate it. I
Why?
refuse to ride it. Even with a fast pass, I hate it.
But why? What's your reasoning?
It is so rough. Imagine being thrown inside of a washing machine and with some rocks in there and then turning it on.
Oh, so Goliath, this does not sound like you
Slater's
ride.
all about that. Slater's all about that. He
Oh,
went
yeah.
to
No,
he went to Hollywood World,
only
rode the
on a
fucking
wood coaster.
voyage.
Time out, though. I've ridden wooden coasters that are way smoother than Rip Ride is.
Ugh. That's surprising to me, but yeah, also not. But so either way though, we met you, Valentine. It was right after we rode a bunch of water rides, so we are fucking soaked. Which, by
I
the
met you
way,
in Tomb Lagoon.
highlight of Islands of Adventure, the fucking water rides. Holy
Best water rides of any park.
Any park.
Holy shit.
The Pies River Rapids ride, best River Rapids ride I've ever been on.
We didn't flip, which is a good thing.
Dudley Do Right, one of the best flumes I've ever rode, hands down. I know it's not going... And then, of course, you have Jurassic Park, which is, like, fucking amazing. So all of those were great.
I didn't get very wet on Jurassic Park, but
And you don't.
I have never gotten wetter on a log flume than on the one there on the Dudley Do Rides. That thing
Iowa
got
don't
you
give a
so
fuck. You're
wet.
gonna get wet. Like I loved it. It was great.
It was awesome. They were both phenomenal.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. But we met up with you, all of us looking super glamorous as we do in podcast land all the time. You know, soaking wet. My man Tindy showing all through, and you know, I had to buy some new fucking shoes because they were so.
It was hot.
It was so
Very
fucking hot. It was so fucking hot. Jesus Christ. So, me and Goliath, though, we went and we rode Hulk. Now, this was the one I was really, like, looking forward to. Again, it's like, oh, it's Hulk. It's so fucking infamous. They've just redone it, so it should be, you know, as, you know, I've heard it wasn't super smooth, but, you know, smooth enough. Whatever, we go.
It should be.
The queue was cool enough. I mean... Whatever, the station was awesome. The trains were beautiful.
We didn't really get to see the queue much because it was pretty much a station wait.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
Yeah,
but you know that's what a B&M is. You know.
Yeah.
Which will be good for. Which will be good for Tokyo.
We got on there, we jumped on, and that launch was more forceful than expected. So here's my review of Hulk, and I'm gonna do it in sound effects. So click, buckle, wee, oh, I'm going upside down, woo, come roll, ow, 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 oh my fucking head, Jesus Christ, how is this a B&M? Am I on a Vacola? Ah, thank God it's the brake run. Hulk,
And that was
That
just
bad,
him
huh?
listening to the soundtrack. Because now did you get working sound? Because I got working sound, but the speaker was blown.
I don't remember. I don't think my sound was working at
This
all.
ride vehicle is fucking a year old, less than a year old, and it's got a blown fucking speaker. How is that possible?
They have since replaced all the speakers on the coaster. I can confirm. But
Yeah.
I also can confirm you cannot hear the soundtrack when you're on the middle row and back.
How was a ride? And so many podcasts and news people don't understand. When they redid Hulk, it's because they had all of that track in storage from a failed park that never got built, okay? It was that old Universal. It was Singapore or something. I don't remember which. Either way, they were apart, and they had literally already contracted PM, had all the track made. They were ready to open another identical clone of the Hulk. So that's why they decided to redo the Hulk. That is the only reason it happened, and that is 100% true. Go look it up. But that ride, even though the track was 5-6 years old, it had never been run on. But I am shocked at how rough it is. Even with it technically being old track.
It was rough. It was rough. But I have to say, I love the fact that there is a big boy seat in every single row. That is an awesome addition. More parks should do that.
Why don't they just make... I mean, I'm like, your Universal... Why not every row just... Why don't just make big boy seats? If small people can fit in the big boys, why not just make them all that way? That's always been an odd question to me. I don't know. I don't fucking care. Either way, I did not like Hulk. I was not willing to re-ride Hulk. Now, Goliath is the tallest fucker.
No, he wasn't.
He didn't get the head banging that I did. It was painful.
Yeah. I don't have that issue. That's the one thing I don't experience headbanging on any OTSRs. So I enjoyed it. Now, I was able to fit on Hulk, but I wasn't able to fit on Kumba the day before.
Ooh.
Which was surprising. Fit Montu,
I didn't understand.
not Kumba. It was surprising.
It made no
sense. We'll get into Busch Gardens more. We're going to do a full Busch Gardens
talk about
episode.
that later. Yeah.
But either way, I'm just like, overall, I did Spider-Man. Spider-Man was in. We did...
Spider-Man was phenomenal.
I mean, Spider-Man's like one of the best dark rides out there.
It was fan-fucking-tastic. I mean, there's so much we can talk about as far as Universal. We could get detailed, and I think we're just going to, talk about story here, story there. We'll talk about certain rides. Overall, though, our experience in Orlando, seeing that giant fucking volcano vagina that they've just built out there, fucking everything was amazing. Like, I enjoyed, and also I feel like I've made friends for life. Because we met Valentine because of this, which, and me and him hit it off real well. And, I met my friend Michael and a few other people. Orlando was amazing. You know who we didn't meet while we were out there? Drew the fucking intern. How dare you not drop everything in your life and forsake your job for us? Don't you know how important we are, bitch?
Well, technically, we didn't even ride the only wooden coaster in Orlando, so, it's okay.
I know, and that was...
I can't believe you guys missed that
Don't
crap.
worry, I'll be back in February,
How
and
could
I will
you?
not miss it then. I will not.
You'll have 2 wooden coaster credits at that point.
That's true.
Absolutely.
Okay, since it's a wood track, are we calling it a wood coaster for Mineblower?
Yes.
It is a metal structure.
Are we even asking this question? Yes.
It's a wooden coaster.
I don't know. Everyone's like, the supports don't matter. I'm like, it's 85% steel.
It's 8 layers of laminated wood with a steel running rail. It's fucking wood.
It's all depending on the track. If the track is wood...
So is Twisted Colossus a steel coaster?
Yes.
Yes.
It's a hybrid coaster.
No, because it's only its supports are wood. Its track is steel.
Gare Bear would consider the Voyage a hybrid coaster. Because that's got steel supports.
The whole way through?
Yes. Steel supports all the way through.
Well, fine. Yes. Well, fine. We'll call it wood. But I've always been iffy about that. I mean, it
Gare Bear,
just
what do you
seems like
call Lightning Rod? Do you call that a wooden coaster or a steel coaster?
Hybrid.
It's wood. It's wood.
I actually think that's a steel track because the wheels are running on steel.
The wheels always run on steel. It doesn't matter. The top layer doesn't matter. It is the entire base of that track. Does it have those laminated layers of wood? If it has the laminated layers of wood, it's a wood coaster. If it does not, if it's a full steel beam, then it's steel. It's as simple as that. It's not, you know what? I'm fucking right. I'm Queen Fag in this bitch, and I am the correct person.
Tell me what a hybrid is, bitch.
Bitch. I'll put you back in the basement. Jesus.
Whatever. You're all wrong. I don't give a fuck.
We've talked about stuff Slater hates. We've talked about stuff I hate. Valentine, what ride do you absolutely hate? Would you never want to ride again?
Oh my
It's like
God.
I've been waiting for this question.
I will have to say T3 at Kentucky Kingdom was the worst ride
Yes.
I have ever
I applaud that.
fucking ridden. Period.
Fantastic.
And I've ridden some shitty rides. I've been to
Yet another vote.
I've been all the way to Darien Lake, and Darien Lake has some shitty rides. But
It's the only park that sells a "I survived" shirt where they really mean it.
They don't
So
sell an I
T3
can
is
have
your-
kids. They don't sell an I can have kids after this ride, though.
Like, I rode T3 and I am still sexually viable. It's a miracle.
listen, I rode T3, and I pulled the over the shoulder restraints down on me, and I was like, man, I'm pretty skinny, and these things were squeezing my thighs, man. And I was like, this is not good. So we go up the lift hill, we go through the first inversion, and those restraints just tighten.
Yes.
Oh my God. Just full on tighten. And these things, oh my God, like it is squeezing my legs so much that when I hit the brake run, I couldn't feel my toes, period.
Just pins and needles.
There is no blood whatsoever from like my knees down to my feet.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Like,
That's the worst part about getting off of any inverted coaster is like you hop out of the seat and your feet touch the ground at first and it's like, ah!
It's
pins and
much
needles.
worse on T3. T3.
I'm assuming that.
I'm so twig-like that I usually don't get that feeling until I rode T3, and I was like, how is this legal? How can we just cut off the circulation of every one of our guests every time we send this train through?
Well, let me tell you.
Wow.
Kentucky Kingdom doesn't really give about your legs or your feet. Just ask that one girl.
Okay, so T3 is your least favorite coaster. Now, if you had to pick one person that would be able to ride that ride for the rest of their life, you lock them on that damn thing and send them off, who would it be?
Man, I one name comes directly to mind, but am I gonna just jump on that bandwagon of every other fucking coaster person who hates him?
Do we even need, is his name Voldemort? Is that who we're talking about?
He who shall not be named.
Yes, but just because I don't want to name him, I'm gonna name someone else.
No. Name your person.
Name your person.
Name who it is.
Just
do it.
I just have a problem. I have a problem with people who just are complete assholes. Okay, because I work in an industry where assholes suck.
I love how all we've said is asshole and everyone's on board with who we're talking about.
If Rob Alvey were to ever come to my desk and try to shake my hand like that fucking faggot from Grindr.
Did he find you on Grindr? Oh, Rob Alvey's like, hi, nice to meet you.
I swear to God, if that happened to me, I would probably just quit my job and walk away.
All right. So, I mean, and that's fine. You know what? We are always welcome. We are here inclusive. If you want to, you can hate anyone. I don't care.
God.
You can hate anyone. You know,
Absolutely.
and
Absolutely.
You say that, but if I say I hate Rob Alvey, you'll edit it out.
no, you can hate Rob Alvey if you want.
Okay, well, I hate Rob.
I don't care. Anyone can hate whoever they want except for me because I am a doll. I am a chubby, little, adorable whatever. I mean, I'm amazing.
So you work for a park. What would you consider that your home park, or do you have a different home park?
I like to not think that my job is related to my home park, so I'm gonna.
Okay.
So my home park will always be Dollywood, just because I grew up there. But here in Orlando, I will have to say my home park is probably Animal Kingdom.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, another fucking furry? Yep, you hear it here. Valentine admitting he's into the fur sex. Furry motherfucker.
Yep, that's
He's
it.
into the tail.
Sex tails.
He's into the tail sex.
I'm actually into
Sex
the sex
tails
tails.
land. Did you get one?
I have not bought a sex tail. Not yet, just because the wait time just to get into the gift shop was 40 minutes. So I said, fuck that.
They make
Wow.
better fox butt plugs on Amazon anyways. They're cheaper, 2-day shipping.
Just do it.
Take care of it there.
Yeah.
So we like to play theme park blueprints for a section with our guests. What would you add? We know you just got Avatar Land. What would you like to add to Animal Kingdom? What would you think would be cool to add? And don't say a working Yeti.
That's good, but I'm actually not going to say what I would add. I would say what I would subtract.
Okay. What would you subtract?
I would subtract the 2 Zamperla wild mice from fucking Animal Kingdom. Do you know why? Because I can go 1 mile down the fucking road and ride one at fucking FunSpot. Why the fuck would I pay $110 to go to Animal Kingdom when I can ride a fucking Zamperla wild mouse at FunSpot?
You could buy a season pass for that. Jeez.
Because they're credits?
And have White Lightning.
Why the fuck would I go to Animal
credits?
Kingdom? No, fuck that. Why the fuck would I even pay $110 to go to Animal Kingdom when I could go to Beach Bend Park and ride another Zamperla wild mouse?
Yeah, but you die.
Listen, the ones at Animal Kingdom are fucking crappy. They're just as rough as every other Zamperla wild mouse I've ever been to. And I've ridden,
it is kind of an odd mix.
I have ridden beach bends with it spinning the entire track, because you can do that on those.
So what's the most sexually questionable thing you've done at a park?
I
love they're thinking about like a huge list. You're like this, like which one? Which one of the fucking assholes I eat was the most questionable? Was it Rob Alvey? Is that why you're so angry at Rob? Did he not clean his asshole well enough for you?
It was his wife, and that's why I'm gay.
Yes. Fucking so much yes.
Can I make a t-shirt that says Alyssa Alvey made me gay?
Knowing Rob Alvey, he'd buy that for her birthday.
I'd send it to her and she'd probably love it. I feel like she would love it. Now, if I sent it to their daughter, they'd probably get mad. But I will say, after we were done, though, with Universal, we all, Valentine, us and those fucking furs, Dan and Sean, we went and we all ate at Toothsome, which was really great. I do want to mention, I really enjoyed Toothsome.
Fucking delicious.
We wouldn't have had drinks first.
We had drinks for quite a while. I think I terrified that robot guy.
Oh my god.
Jacques the robot.
The line for Toothsome was like, it was about an hour wait. So we decided we're going to go hang out in the bar, right?
Yeah. Great bar, though.
Hey,
excellent
that
drinks.
chocolate old fashioned, though. Oh my god.
Those cocktails
and it was
were good.
Great.
The chocolate beer was amazing.
It was great because me and Valentine sat there and we judged these 3 fucking like super jocks, like super gay jocks, and we sat there with our drinks just talking shit, all in reality, while we both know we'd bend over in a second for any of them.
I'm not even bottom it, but man, whew.
They were pretty, but it was fun to judge because we know we had no chance. So we were sitting there being all judgy, like, oh,
it's true.
I don't know.
Fucking queens.
The muscular guys like the bears, I've noticed. There's a trend here.
I like all kinds of men, though. That's my thing. Like I love anything from your skinny twink up to your bear. Like I love so much. I love dick. I mean,
let me just say this: Bishoy and I both have Growler, right? And I cannot get a single muscular dude to talk to me, whereas Bishoy can't fucking get him to stop. They're just constantly messaging him, and he's got like a belly and a chest and fur to him. It's like he's the classic bear.
I do well on Growler. I do very well.
They do great on Growler. He's way more popular than me.
But that said, on Grindr, I have to fight, except for in Orlando. I'm very, very popular in Orlando, hence why I'm thinking of moving there. Yeah.
Oh, that's why.
We'll see how I feel after I visit you in January. Balls deep.
Oh, that's gonna be a crazy ride, girl.
But no, that bar's fucking excellent though at Twosome. I cannot stress, like, if you want to go get drunk, I mean, be ready to spend $10 to $15 a drink, but it's worth it. Like, it's excellent, and they do not skimp on the booze. Okay, they'll fuck you up.
Listen, if you're trying to be cheap, you go to Fat Tuesdays in City Walk and you get a frozen drink and then add another shot for $1. That's the place I get drunk.
Local tips. But when I'm on vacation, I don't fucking care. I'm gonna have the full experience at Twosome. Although I will say, do you remember that one guy? We were walking out of Twosome and he wasn't part of that trio. He had the long hair, all buff. One of the most tasty men I saw that whole time.
You and I both stared right at him, then looked at each other, and we just both
we're just
knew.
like, and oh my fucking god, he was pretty though, like almost too pretty, like almost like I would like fuck him and then be angry about it because he was so pretty. I'm like, you shouldn't be allowed to exist. Like, yeah.
Fun fact: we do have straight listeners to this podcast as well.
Who cares?
Bullshit.
Fuck y'all straight people.
Yeah.
Go listen to all your other straight centric shit.
The problem is, they're not adult themed. They might use the F-bomb, but they're not adult themed.
Well, you know what? Why don't you go have your straight pride or whatever and make your own like whatever dirty. Wait, y'all have fucking Howard Stern. Just I don't know. Do something.
So what would my straight pride flag be?
Just a blank sheet.
Be like a white sheet, like a white flag.
Like a surrender flag.
Oh wait, they already have it. It's the Southern Confederate flag.
I can tell you exactly what the straight flag is. It's called Children in Debt. Children in Debt. That is the straight flag.
It's just
a marriage certificate.
We've ruined our lives with
I
kids.
can't go snort coke and go fuck a bunch of people randomly anymore because I have children. Children are the fucking worst.
Oh, it's the best part of being gay, isn't it?
Right. And when I see gay people having kids, I can think is, why do you hate yourself so much?
Why do you want to waste your time?
Why do you want to waste your time?
Exactly.
No, we love our straight listeners. I don't understand them. I don't know. I have to wonder, like, if you religiously, and we actually have more straight listeners than gay listeners, surprisingly. I kind of wonder if they're all secretly, like, down low wanting to get their dick sucked by a dude. I'm just saying.
It's the newest statistics on Libsyn is that they tell you, 90% straight audience.
Right. No, I mean, this is a podcast for everybody. I don't care if you're furry. I don't care if you're straight. I don't care if you're gay. I care if you're a pedophile. But that's really like my only line.
Just don't let me know. I just don't need to know.
That's a little dark. Like, you can be a pedophile, just don't tell me. No, please just don't be one.
No. Just don't be one. Just say no.
Also, please don't pull a Cosby either. No pulling Cosbys.
No, that would be bad.
Just get consent, people. That's it.
One of my favorite pickup lines ever was, "Does this smell like chloroform to you?"
So, Valentine, quick question. Are you a Gold Star gay?
Yes, I am.
Oh.
Wow.
I touched a boob through clothes once, though.
So does Melissa Alvey not count?
Ooh,
yeah, but that was mine.
Risque.
That doesn't count.
It was her boob.
Oh, okay.
So there is a little thing I will tell you that's exciting about Valentine. Valentine has applied for a possible position, which let's cross our fingers, hope that Valentine gets it, but might be doing, what was it?
I might be doing RIP tours for Halloween Horror Nights, so if any of our rich listeners want to come give me a tip, that'd be great.
Okay, first of all, people act like RIP tours are the most fucking expensive thing in the world. I really went in thinking these are like $500-$600. The most expensive days are $200, and that gets you through all of Hollywood Horror Nights, like VIP, everything. Most nights are $150.
Isn't VIP only like $160?
No, VIP is like $3,000 for a private VIP tour.
It's a
private. A non-private gives you like 12 random people all together. They take you to all the bars. They give you VIP access to all the houses, and they give you private seating for all the shows. So why?
And it's like $150 or $200 depending on the day you go. It's not that bad.
That's not bad.
So, like, okay, if you were to buy the front of the line pass, how much would that be?
On some nights,
Not the
it
VIP.
could just be like $20 less than a non-private RIP tour.
Wow.
And you're not even guaranteeing yourself access to all the houses.
Wow.
So why wouldn't you RIP tour?
That's crazy.
So I'm telling
That's
everyone,
super cheap.
RIP
If
tour
you're
and
flying
request
in.
Valentine because he's going to be the best fucking person ever to do it. I'm going to go out there, hopefully, 99.9%. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to do Haunt this year because we don't really do Haunt on this show. We will be taking October off. Heads off. You'll see no episodes from us in October. But I'm going to go out
And
there.
you won't hear any haunt talk in September either.
And I had to make a big point to him saying, no, you cannot be, you have to do it with me. You can't, like, be my tour guide because I would totally get kicked out for the things that I would say to him. So...
Well, the good thing is that event is very vulgar, and they don't let anyone under the age of 13 in. So
Good.
That's
you
good.
can be as dirty
But
as you
here's
want.
the
That's my
thing,
type
if
of
you're
thing.
like the tour director, I can't like suck your dick in the line. No, you have to be like doing the tour with me, because then I mean it's Universal. They don't care. I can suck someone's dick in the line. They don't care, right? I mean they don't care. I mean they didn't care when Goliath was sucking my dick in Men in Black's line.
So you guys, so you're gonna be taking him. You're gonna be taking him to Epcot.
Doesn't even try to defend himself anymore.
Get you guys a little bit of Spaceship Earth action.
I would love to. Oh, yeah.
I need more than 12 minutes.
What are you gonna do with the other 3 minutes and
Amateur.
50 seconds?
Fuck yeah.
Smoke a cigarette.
Smoke a cigarette.
Smoke a cigarette. Okay. Unfortunately, at this time, our dear, sweet, amazing Valentine has to go to work.
Yes.
So we're going to bid.
I have to make
He
money.
has to make money.
Just me and Drew the intern have more things to worry about.
Right.
Will you go make that paper, boo-boo?
Go make that paper. And, you know, I'm sure we will have you on again. It has been absolutely lovely. There is so much more we could talk about.
It really has. Thank you for coming.
I could bitch about Disney for hours.
We always do our closing thoughts, but I want to start having our guests, before we let them go, have a closing thought. So what is your closing thought after finishing up with us here on Ride This One?
My closing thought is don't fucking complain about the lines in Florida when you come during the fucking peak season.
Preach.
Absolutely.
Brilliant advice.
It's fucking July, you dumb fuck. What did you expect?
Yes.
Someone literally said to me, I'm coming early August. Do you think it will be busy? I'm like, yes! It'll be busy!
Of course.
What are you...
Don't come in summer,
And hot
don't come in
and busy.
spring break, and don't come at Christmas.
Right. They're open all year. There's literally
Basically.
tons of time you can go there and not wait that long.
February, brilliant.
Just Google, when is school off in Florida?
February is beautiful.
Just don't go then.
November, beautiful.
November's gorgeous. I'll be down there in November.
Go.
In November, every one of the parks is decorated for Christmas too. Everyone.
Right. So go do it. That's what. Okay, I've always said, you know what? I don't really go to parks very much in June, July, or August. I do all of my theme parking in spring, maybe a little in early June, and then I hit the fall. Because, first of all, I'm busy at work. It's hot and it's busy. Why would I fucking bother? I do it all in spring and fall. That's the coaster season for me. And then during the dead of winter, I go to Orlando and California.
Yep.
Makes total
There you go.
sense.
Know your shit. If this is your hobby, know your fucking shit. It's not that fucking hard. Ugh. Seriously. But it's been lovely. I can't wait till the next time you get to eat my butthole. You're good at it. You're good at it. You know, and I don't say that lightly.
A lot of practice.
And
Wear
dude,
that badge
as
with
soon
honor.
I expect you to call in to ride this one the second you ride Mineblower. We need to hear how much it blew your mind.
Absolutely. We
I
need to
plan on
know.
going on opening day, so
Yes. So I need to know because I have to live vicariously through somebody.
Hey, this is Valentine calling in from Orlando, Florida at FunSpot in the Kissimmee area. I'm here for the opening of Mineblower, their newest roller coaster built by the Gravity Group. Just got off it off the front row. Man, does this coaster have a lot of lateral G-forces. Oh, with tons of airtime, fun ride, great addition to the park. All right, talk to y'all soon.
All right, it's been great. Get the fuck out of here.
Peace out, yo.
So now that we got Valentine out of here,
right? That fat fuck.
Yeah, right. Okay, that's what you're saying now. When he was actually on Skype, you were ready to drop down immediately.
I was ready to go spelunking up that asshole.
Oh, like anything's changed.
No, it hasn't
where
changed.
Slater's like vacationing somewhere down there this next summer. So, but before we go, I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about the Coaster Radio meetup that you both went to out at Carowinds.
Oh, that was amazing. I got my first ride on Fury 325, which is #1 coaster. The absolute most amazing experience is Fury in the front row at night. Holy shit. It
Front
just
row.
blew
That's
my
the
mind.
place to be?
I like the front row better. My favorite part is when you're going up the treble clef and the overbank, it almost feels like you're slowing down and stalling, and then you dive back under. Oh, it's fucking amazing. I was supposed to
really
actually
cool.
record my review, but I was too speechless. It was just that mind-blowing.
This was his review. Oh, holy shit.
That was it. What did you think about it, Slater?
Actually, no, it was holy fuck, holy fuck, holy fuck, holy, like literally over and over again.
Yeah, I called Slater immediately after my first ride on Fury because it was just such a magical experience. What'd you think of it, Slater?
I loved it when I went last June.
Wait, I thought you actually went to this meetup, didn't you?
Well, you know, I was there in in spirit. That counts. It counts.
So, but why weren't you there in body, in physical form?
He was sick.
Okay, you know what? Okay, let me explain my past few fucking weeks, okay? I got viral bronchitis, okay? And I was sick.
Okay.
So I was
Okay.
unable to go to Carowinds. The next week I went to Hollywood Nights, which I'll go into detail on later, but guess what? Someone was in bed during ERT with viral fucking bronchitis. I've been fucking sick for a month almost, and I am finally getting better. So yes, I missed the Carowinds meetup. And then all of my friends called because they were missing me so much, and they expressed so much care for me. In fact, so much care I thought I'd share it with you right now.
Hey, Jared and Goliath, it's Adam, and I am standing underneath the greatest steel coaster on the planet. That's right, you know where I am, at Carowinds, and I'm underneath Fury, and I am so excited. I'm here for the Coaster Radio meetup, and I am waiting for Slater. He said he'd be coming, get here in the morning, just at the start of the meetup, so he should be here at any second. So excited to see him. We're gonna have a great time this weekend. Woohoo! Oh, geez, hold on a second, guys. I just got a text message. Bad timing, but let me just check it out. Oh, it's from Slater. Cool. That maybe just is letting me know he's going to be here any second. Yeah. I'm not coming. I have a sniffle. He's doing it to me again. He's canceling on me with another text message. How could he do this? What kind of friend is this? Alright, Jared Goliath, I gotta go. I'm sorry.
Hello, Ride with Swan Podcast. It's your pal Bobby Lobster from the bottom of Carowinds. I am at the carousel right now, and I see nobody from Ride with Swan Podcast. And I am representing Coaster Radio, and not your crappy show. So, Too bad that you don't have anyone at the best coastal event of the year because you are a podcast and nobody likes you. Just like me when I was on Coastal Radio. Good day.
Hey, Slater, you fucking pussy. This is Chris from Columbus. We're all here at Carowinds, but you somehow couldn't have seen a way to get your sorry ass up here to join us. I mean, it's only a 12-hour drive, but what the hell? I think you need to readjust your priorities and get your ass out of your basement, motherfucker. Couldn't get here. So bad. Later, loser.
Hey, this is Eric. Just wanted to say, hope you got a nice little box of tissues there. Got a nice little chick flick to watch while you sit on your couch hearing all the great things from our trip at Carowinds. About to go ride some more fucking rides, get in the park. Hope you enjoy sitting at home. And I guess we'll see you at holiday night. But, you know, you didn't ride Fury 325.
Hey guys, this is the unfunny Wilson brother. I can't believe you couldn't take a little bit of time to come to a home park meetup with the Wilson brothers. Your only chance to freaking do it. So here's some Southern hospitality for you. Fuck y'all. Yeehaw, bitches. Hey Slater, looks like you're too good to come to a real podcast meetup. That's why you're not at Carowinds right now. I guess you're still in Missouri dealing with tornadoes. That blows. You know what else blows? Your fucking podcast. What, you can't drive down to Charlotte? You can drive to Orlando to ride one roller coaster, but you can't drive to Charlotte, North Carolina? That's okay. We don't need you anyways because you suck, pussy!
I'm not calling to talk to either one of you egotistical motherfuckers or that little cocksucker on the West Coast. I'm calling about Uncle fucking Kevin. I just got back to my room from the Coastal Radio meetup where Uncle fucking Kevin was. When we woke up, my two kids had a fucking barcode tattooed on their arm. And you two cocksuckers are going to get whored out to pay for the laser removal of this. My wife is fucking pissed. And I hope you guys choke on a fucking dick.
Well, you know, how fucking sweet of y'all fucking assholes. I love you too, fucking jerkwads. Jesus Christ.
See, you're so kind to not go to the Coastal Radio meetup and sabotage their podcast with viral bronchitis.
Well, Coastal Radio was honestly brave enough to bring Goliath on stage during the live episode in the park that they were recording.
I was on stage twice.
Ooh.
They really, you know, they were great. They were gracious. And we had a great time. It was amazing. And ride this one for those that came to the after party. Okay, nobody fucking came to the after party. What the fuck, y'all? I invited you guys while I was on stage and no one showed up. I even brought fucking cinnamon bread. I went into Dollywood just to buy cinnamon bread for you fucks and no one came over.
How much tequila?
I had beer.
And therein lies the mistake.
You bought beer but no tequila? Of course no one showed up.
Oh, okay. Well, next time, I promise you we will have some tequila. We'll also have some mezcal because everyone loves the smoke.
Of course.
So, but...
We're going to make it a Daisy Dukes party, so you have to show up in short shorts. And now everyone's going to show up.
Right.
Yeehaw, motherfucker!
We should have done that one for the Dollywood meetup, honestly.
Right.
We should have. That would have been great.
But no, I was sick. I didn't make it out there, and it's a shame because I love Fury. I was really wanting to go back out there though and ride Fury. It's a shame I didn't make it. But you know what? Coastal Radio is having another meetup in October at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg in King's Dominion. My fucking ass will be there. The only thing that's gonna stop me is like fucking, I don't know, lymphoma. Like, I shouldn't say that. Is there any wood? Where's the fucking wood? knock on this.
There's always wood.
But you know what, guys? It's nice to be back. I do legitimately apologize. We have been gone so fucking long. There's been so much. I literally got, and I'm being serious here, I got bronchitis like the fucking worst, so I couldn't really record. We were busy doing trips on top of it. Then we get back, we're going to record, Garrett's literally out of town. It was planned. We already knew he was going to be gone for an episode. But then Goliath, at the same time, ended up having laryngitis. So he was unable to record.
I didn't sleep much during Hollywood Nights because of all the partying, and that's where the RTO after party was. That was amazing.
That was, and we will talk a lot. I think our next episode, we're going to talk a lot about Hollywood Nights. We might wait till we have Dan the T-shirt guy coming on. He's going to be coming on again here real soon with us, and we'll have him help us talk about that experience out there. They really had a great time at Hollywood Nights, despite being sick. But I do apologize that it's been so long in between episodes. I promise, though, we're right back on track. We ain't going anywhere. This podcast it's here to fucking stay.
Absolutely. I was really missing recording. This is the first time we've recorded in a while, and I've missed it.
Me too.
It's been great.
Me too. Oh, I missed you guys.
I love you
It's
too.
been so long.
Oh God.
You missed my sign. That's what it was. You wanted to see that Fury sign.
Oh, absolutely. That's the only reason
I
do
just
this
feel
podcast.
like I need both of you to come and just suckle on my titties. Just got Garrett on the right and Goliath on the left. Just suckle on my big old gay titties.
Come to Mama Slater's house and just nibble
Come to
on
Mama
them nipples.
Slater's.
I'll pass.
But it's excellent to have you back. But you know what? We do have to get the fuck out of here.
We do.
Even though this is normally around the time we start, even in fact, probably a little earlier than we start.
Way earlier.
How am I fucking drunk and it's
Goddamn.
not even 10 a.m. where I am at? Fucking 10 a.m. and I have already drank, I don't know, this thing was full of whiskey. It's about gone now.
This is my day off. I got a spliff to roll. Let's wrap this shit up.
Why aren't you fucking smoking now? Since when did this become a smoke-free podcast?
Because we started at 5:30 this morning.
Wake and bake,
duh.
bitch! You're like, I don't even know how to smoke at 6 a.m., motherfucker.
I was waiting until we were done. I was already a zombie at the beginning of this episode. I didn't need help. So, if you guys want to follow us on social media, you can find us at Ride This One on Twitter.
Yeah, and you can also find me at RTO Slater on Twitter. Goliath, where can they find you?
I'm RTO Goliath on Twitter and on Untapped. If you want to see what beers I'm drinking, join me on Untapped.
Not enough.
RTO Goliath.
Where can they find you, Gare Bear?
You can find me at RTO Gare Bear on Twitter. We also have a Facebook page. You can check us out at facebook.com/ridethisone.
Abso-fucking-lutely. We're all about dying media.
Absolutely.
You can send us a message telling us how your fucking exciting park got the first fucking jet ski coaster. Congratulations.
Yeah. Good for you, fucking Australia. You also hold the world record for most people killed on a water ride. So congratulations. So aim high, Australia. You're really good at killing people. But, you know, to leave those messages, you need to call us or text us, which, honestly, I'm happy. We've had more activity than we ever have. But just to remind you, that's at 26-RIDE-THIS or 267-433-8447. Call or text. We love hearing from you guys. We promise, if you've messaged us, you've called us, you will make it on the show at some point. We are not going to waste a single ounce of audio that you send us. I swear to you. Hey, you could be like Dan the T-shirt guy who messaged us thinking I didn't know it was him. For which I fucked with them for about an hour. Everybody out there, his new name is now no longer Dan the T-shirt guy. It's Kickstand Dan. I'll go into that more when Dan's on.
Kickstand
Nice.
Dan. That sounds like
Kickstand Dan.
That's right. So send us in those calls and those texts at 26-RIDE-THIS. Make sure you send them. We need them. We love them.
We love them. And also, of course, we have our wonderful, sexy, baritone, dulcet tone Goliath, who is on Live Me.
Yes.
As Coaster Fleek.
Yes, I actually, as we're recording this, I'm actually streaming me recording this. So if you want to see it behind the scenes, I might do it again.
Hey, maybe we'll start doing
He's on
that.
fleek, yeah.
We might start live streaming this stuff. You get to kind of see what we do. You'll just have to, download Live Me and follow Coaster Fleek. You might kind of see some behind-the-scenes shit. You only hear Goliath's dulcet tones, but that. Let's be honest. That's the only reason people turn in. It's just that's the only reason people tune in is so they can jack off the Goliath's voice. We know that. Raiders. But it's been great. It's awesome to be back, and we'll be back again, of course, next week with, as far as at the moment, Kenny from In the Loop. We will have him on next week, and it will be a great show. But you know what?
He's the Little Spoon, right?
Little Spoon. I've got to ask, why is he the Little Spoon?
Yes, that is 100% what we have to ask. We have to ask him what caused him to be called Little Spoon.
And if no one's seen pictures of him, he's fucking hot. He's this lovely little otter boy. I don't care that he has kids. He can be my little pudding cup. Fuck yeah.
Well, after he comes on our show, he's not going to be the Little Spoon. He's going to be the Middle Spoon. He'll be the cream in between our Oreo cookies.
You want back or front?
I want both, bitch. Let's switch.
We'll swap that. Fuck yeah. Goliath, right. You can hold his baby.
I'm a buy rider for a reason.
You go with kids.
Hey, can I hold your kid?
As long as you can hold the kid better than Aunt Sue can hold a cell phone, we're good.
I have to say, one of the funniest things, I actually rented Adam's kid to ride the Lucy's Krabby Cabbies, and I had a blast. It was Mike Collins from Coaster Radio, and we actually, it was live streamed, so, we periscoped it, right? This one periscoped it.
Awesome. Speaking of that, I do want to go ahead and do a quick call out before we do our final thoughts, as we always do. And that is for theme park families, which was our last episode. We had Adam Breckner on. It was an excellent episode, probably one of the filthiest episodes I think we've done. It was great. It was a lot of fun. Now, I just feel like, okay, I actually listened to the show. That is way better than I expected it to be. I'm not going to lie. I enjoyed that family-friendly piece of shit. It was not a piece of shit. It was actually really well done. It was excellent. I enjoyed it. So, honestly, even if you're into this dirty shit, go listen to it. It's a good podcast. It actually is very informative, and it's a lot of fun. Now, that said, I still can't believe that Adam Breckner's straight. I'm not buying that shit. I'm still pretty sure he jacked off into his hand and then just, smacked on his wife's cunt. I think that's the only way those kids that came to being. There's no way that he fucked her. God. But I love that show, so definitely go take a look at that.
Definitely. You should definitely listen to it.
So, Slater, what's your final thought for this episode?
Oh, goodness. My final thoughts for this episode are, I cannot wait to get mind blown at Valentine's apartment.
Nice. I can't wait either. Next time we go out there, he's going to be a busy boy. Uh-huh. And what about you, Goliath? Your final thoughts?
If you want to have some real fun when you're at Disney, take your friend who has never been to a theme park on the monorail. It is a blast just to watch their reaction.
Fuck you. Go to fucking hell. Fuck you.
I do want to make a shout out to our amazing waitress at Whispering Canyons.
Our waitress at Whispering Canyon is amazing. I won't mention her name, but I never expected a Disney waitress to make jokes about a fucking child getting eaten by an alligator at the Grand Floridian.
It was amazing.
It happened.
We need her on the show.
I don't think she's ever coming on our show.
I don't think so either. She asked us what we were doing. We said we were going to go do the monorail loop. And, we talked about going to the Polynesian. Like, is that where the alligators are? And without missing a beat, she was like, no, that's at the Grand Floridian. And then she took a step back. She's like, wait.
Shouldn't have said that. It was great. All right, Gare Bear.
It was amazing.
What are your final thoughts for this episode?
Oh, my final thoughts for this episode is I'm ready to get my mind blown while getting blown while doing blow on Mineblower.
Go. awesome. I think we're all just excited for Mineblower.
June 23rd, baby.
Are they selling the Super Mega Diamond Fast Pass Edition?
Doesn't matter, it's FunSpot.
It's fun.
You can do whatever the fuck you want there. I bet if you ask the ride ops, they'll sell you the blow. Honestly.
It's not free with admission? Damn it. They go out of business real quick.
No, it's Florida. They give you painkillers if they open.
Alright, guys. It's been wonderful. Thank you so much for tuning again for Lucky Episode 13. We will see you next week for more of our bullshit here on Ride This One. Thank you so much.
It was amazing. Thank you.
You know what, guys?
Fuck off.
Suck it!
And go fuck yourselves.
Ride This One podcast. If you want family friendly, go listen to Coaster Fucking Radio.
Well, that's embarrassing.